name is Georgieva. I am the CEO and co-founder of DesignMorphine. Welcome to DesignMorphine's grand finale of our Masters of Science in Computational and Advanced Design program, accredited by the University of Architecture, Civil Engineering and Geodesy in Sofia, Bulgaria. The program is focused on the future of humanity and possible scenarios on how this future might unfold, the impact of technology on humans and their environments. Challenges demand innovators to overcome them. New tools and technologies are required to materialize the answers. In this journey, the compass is a scalable notion of the human condition deriving from the human body. Housing, transit system, as well as the city itself, are essential aspects one has to consider when designing for a new reality. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have also with us our Dean, Professor Ulin Dapchev, and I would like to invite him to continue.
Thank you, Tsveti. Hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be with you today. Are you listening to me? Is it okay with the microphone?
Yeah, all good.
Thank you. A few years ago, when we started this brave initiative together, UACG and DesignMorphine, we all did not realize how many challenges and difficulties we would face at all. Today, we are pleased to say that we have created a very successful and sustainable master program that has been proven to be a significant factor on a global scale, if I can say. The next graduate class of this program, with its achievements and clearly demonstrates all of this I'm saying now. This success are due not to the unique and innovative content of the curriculum, but also to the exceptional team of tutors. Now is the time to thank everyone who contributes with their efforts to raise the prestige of the institution and to emphasize their aspiration to constantly develop and conquer new heights. Another proof of this is our new joint doctoral program, which, although still in early stage, of course, but is shaping to be just as successful as the master program. I think some of our doctoral students are joining us today. We have to realize that architectural education today is at the crossroads, and such experimental, innovative practices are necessary to outline its future development and reveal new horizons in the condition of contemporary digital era. I'm sure that there are many more challenges and future successes ahead of us, but I'm convinced that with this wonderful team, we can overcome even the impossible. Finally, I want to congratulate all of our students in the current graduating class and look forward to learn more about this year's results. I'm very proud of all of you. I wish you all the best and great success. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words, Professor Dapchev, and for all your support. We appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Super excited to be here today with you. I'm Pavlina Vardulaki Pryor, the creative director of the program and DesignMorphine. Super excited to see all these familiar faces. I'm just going to start with an introduction, a little bit about the program and the educators, and then hand it to the teams for final presentations. The program pushes the boundaries of design and transcends through a multitude of skills, and it's advancing immensely the students' design and software capabilities. Students learn advanced techniques and design processes from eminent practicing designers, part of the DesignMorphine community. The Masters is organized into 5 leader chapters that are coming together today, and also 5 supporting technical and conceptual labs that span over the 9-month academic year. During the design chapters, students start with a generation of a single unit and its new features, the enhanced human body, and progress into developing a more complex architectural entities around that, reaching the state to build global systems and networks through computational design, and this is what we call cosmogony. Well, through the technical labs, students master a variety of software and computational and generative design skills. They learn Maya, ZBrush, Blender, Rhino, Grasshopper, Houdini, Unreal Engine, C#, everything that is relevant really like for the digital era, as Professor Davchev mentioned. But yeah, before we start the presentations, we would like to thank our team of educators first, Professor Orlin Davchev, of course, the Dean of the Architectural Faculty of the UACG, who is in the heart of this endeavor. My peers, Svetlana Georgieva and Michael Pryor, and our core and technical leads, Eva Jefes, Tung Engen, and Pedro Venegas Rodriguez, who have been by the student side consistently throughout the whole academic year. And our chapter leads, who generously share their knowledge and passion for design and unique workflows through all the chapters. We have Alexander Bursak, Nicolas Turki, Maria Sorokotsiup, Alejandro Garcia Gardea, Oscar Olsen, Andrei Padure, Laura Maria Gonzalez, Zeynep Topal, Pedro Venegas Rodriguez, Madeline George, Kirill Furmajuk, Jacob Oschuk, Michael Ku, Pedro Venegas Rodriguez, Christopher Pope, Eduardo Chamorro, and Alab Adviento and Ryan Lung. All of them, thank you so much, guys, for like all of your hard work and for pushing forward the students. And of course, before we start, I also want to thank our incredible students from all around the globe whose passion and dedication to learn and better themselves is unprecedented. And we're truly very proud of their achievements and where they've come in these 9 months of really like pushing the boundaries of design and learning computational design and new techniques. Many of them are really exposed to those techniques for the first time, but they're really fearless and they really champion this work, and we're super proud to share this with them today. And of course, we're very thankful for our mentors and guests and support and time and for you joining us today. I'm just going to go through mentioning our guests, and today we have with us Anouk Kuiprecht. Actually, I'm going to mention both days, like the names, founder of Anouk Kuiprecht Fashion Tech and mentor of our Master of Science program, as well as our PhD program. Giovanni the Neanderhausen, Vice President of Pininfarina of the Center of Competence, Architecture, Product Design. Have Giuseppe Conti, lead architect of Pininfarina. They have been amazing partners like of the program. Thank you guys for being here. Harlan Miller, Associate Design Director of UN Studio, Aris Vasiliakos, who was a creator at Assertor Corsa Racing Sim, and he's currently a head of racing and vehicles at Wilder World. Onur Yüzgen, who is the Director of Computational Design at New Balance, Dr. Lenka Petriakova, Lead Architect, and at Zacharit Architects, and mentor at our PhD program, Aldo Solazzo, founder of Numena, Saher Sidhom, founder and CEO of Hack Masters, Clay Odom, Associate Professor at Texas School of Architecture and founding partner at Pelum Design Lab, Daniela Gertovici, Director of Arch Agenda, Evan Greenberg, partner of Mold Lab, Nadia Kutireva, 3D footwear designer at Nike and an alumni of our Master of Science program, and now a PhD candidate in DesignMorphine and the UACG's new doctorate program. Zvonko Vugrešek, co-owner of Pixeloid and as well as a PhD candidate in our PhD program. Jose Pereira Gomez, associate and VR developer at ZHA. Megan York, 3D footwear designer at Nike. Fatma Farag, faculty of the American University at Cairo and an alumni of our program. Carlos Navarro, architectural designer at Office Untitled, and Nikita Repliansky, founder of R66. Thank you all for being here today. Super, super exciting time. I'm very excited for the next couple of days. And without further ado, I'll hand it over to the first team.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today we're presenting the synaptic conflux. I'm Salma Ghanim.
I'm Czudak.
And I'm Polański.
In the aftermath of Earth's explosion, an AI being called the Fragmented Oracle and their companion Echo navigate the synaptic conflux. The corpuscle is the main living units. We use 3D tools like Maya and ZBrush, as well as procedural tools like Grasshopper and Houdini to bring our world to life. We created our own procedural materials on our nodes. We designed our societies to act like an interconnected hive mind. We designed the vehicles as a tool to help the character navigate his world. The synaptic conflux is a fragmented world united by a radiant core. We will be presenting our story from the character's point of view. In the wake of Earth's cataclysmic event, the explosion of Earth's core, I, the fragmented oracle, emerged within the synaptic conflux, a celestial mosaic formed from the remnants of our shattered planet. Survival in this relentless expanse demands constant adaptation, resource mastery, and collaborative evolution among our network of AI beings. The cataclysmic event's energy sustains and heals us, leading to a society that is 90% organic tissue and 10% mechanical core. If damaged, the heart can be transferred to a new sleeve, ensuring our survival and adaptability. The unique bond between Echo, my gecko companion, and me is the foundation of our story. My unique appearance fuses organic elements with advanced technologies. It starts with the mechanical core, followed by the organic base, veins, protective calcium armor, energy storage units, and crystalline communication horns. Echo's composition mirrors mine, but includes sensory horns on his back for scouting new terrains. His main horns aid communication, ensuring survival and unity in the cosmic chaos. The fragmented oracle's distinctive eye provides 360-degree vision, safeguarded by a protective helmet. Communication horns vibrate to emit waves, enabling seamless connectivity with Echo and other units. My main core grants consciousness and is linked to the hive mind. Energy storages sustain our survival by storytelling for healing and nurturing organic matter. Supply veins distribute this energy throughout. Robust calcium armor shields the organic base from harm. Agile fingers absorb energy for enhanced grip, while goat-like feet improve agility for navigating rocky terrains. Echo's calcium armor is denser for protection during exploration missions. His unique sensory horns allow scouting and locating vital materials, transmitting this information to me through vibration waves. Eco-scouting abilities and highly efficient communication system form a symbiotic partnership that is irreplaceable in our navigation through the harsh cosmic terrain. We develop traits to function in challenging environment. As we expand in the cosmos, we produce more units based on fragmented discoveries and hive needs.
During a recent expedition, I encountered severe injuries, leading me back to our corpuscle, our primary habitat. Similar to the fragmented oracle, our habitat is an intricate web of layered fortification. A calcium shell protects the organic layers, housing our primary spaces. This shell, reinforced with metallic elements, emits a soft glowing aura, identifying the beacon amidst the horizon. Inside the shell is the primary organic base, where the oracle's interactions unfold. Veins of supply encircle this base, providing life-giving energy through our organic matter. Finally, the energy chambers, our repositories for recharging and healing. Here, injuries find solace in repair. Each living unit is designed for survival. The transportation dock for vehicles and supplies is located near the entrance, which is adjacent to the resource storage for expedition finds. Deep within the corpuscle resides the core, placed at the center. It serves as the corpuscle's nucleus. Energy is channeled through supply veins to various spaces, primarily converging the energy chambers for recharging and healing. The farming lab serves as a hub for experimentation and growth. We produce different species of plants that will help us expand our knowledge. Finally, we reach the energy chambers, vital for rest and healing, always packed with oracles in need of recharging. These chambers include primary cocoons for severe injuries and recharging chairs for mild restoration. Cutting through our corpuscle, the bone marrow filling of the calcium armor reinforces its protective role. Enveloping our spaces, these layers ensure our species' safety. At the center lies the core, facilitating seamless energy distribution across every corner of the structure. The plan illustrates the special relationship of various functions, emphasizing their energy flow in the corpuscle. Surrounding the periphery are the storage units that expand and contract based on the current energy reserves.
Within our realm, we recognize three energy types: deep, intermediary, and the easily accessible surface energy, which we diligently pursue. As climbers, we seek refuge on mountain peaks, ideal for societal growth and enhanced communication. In our relentless pursuit of hive mind survival amidst the cosmic chaos, we engineered a specialized system utilizing our corpuscle and sculpted materials. Our living units grow vertically on the mountain peaks, supported by metal transfer structure that intertwine with the living units. As the hive expands, concentric rings and horizontal units emerge. The upper ring units primarily grow horizontally, as they intertwine with the structure similar to the vertical. Energy reserves start to appear as more resources are gathered. These bubble-shaped elements attach through designated faces to the structure for energy flow. The expansion of the hive never stops. Together we create an efficient system of survival for greater good of the hive, growing in strength and resilience. Every element within our society is interconnected by the transfer structure, ensuring seamless coordination and communication. This structure serves as the backbone of our society's growth. Concentrated healing chambers are essential to heal and nurture organic matter. The control nests, situated above the energy storages, oversee energy distribution. On the rings, unit production and control facilities manage the creation of fragmented oracles based on our collective needs. The system works together to efficiently distribute energy across our society. The interconnected units create production zones working together efficiently. The observatory, a central hub that lies in the top of the amalgamation, is serving as the brain. From above, the circular formation encircling the main pillar is evident. The main observatory connects the hive and facilitates shared memories through communication waves, while nests control internal communication. The observatory deck, crucial for scouting and community safety, operates on direct energy supply beneath it. Each nest contains a mechanical core that regulates energy flow. A clear hierarchy governs energy transfer, with the brain communicating with mechanical cores to distribute energy throughout the system through transfer structures.
To secure our survival, we developed transit systems for efficient resource management within and between hives, as well as resource gathering and expeditions. Our public vehicles are engineered for extensive voyages to gather essential resources and traverse between societies. It consists of a main head unit and replaceable segments, ensuring effortless manufacturing and swift replacement in case of damage. The design ensures stability with the lower armor connected to the rails, an organic base serving as the oracle station, supply vanes for energy distribution, a mechanical spine securing the segments and enabling arm movement, energy storages fueling the arms, and reinforced calcium armor for protection. The lower armor attaches to the rails, providing stability as the arms grip onto them. Public vehicles are tailored for long-distance travel as it prioritizes comfort. Each vehicle module is crafted to accommodate up to 8 passengers, including a resource storage unit. The head of the vehicle incorporates a mechanical core, connecting it to the hive mind. The public vehicle serves as a vital lifeline, facilitating transportation, resource distribution, and societal connectivity within our hive and beyond. The public network extends from the base of the amalgamation to the rings, facilitating the movement of materials and resources throughout our hive. Public docking facilities are designed to accommodate a larger number of fragmented oracles. Upon arrival, the organic base extends arms to interlock with the vehicle, allowing easy access for fragmented oracles and their pets.
Private vehicles with their advanced flying capabilities are scouting the terrain for energy resources. This vehicle combines technology with symbiotic relationships to navigate in the cosmic environment. Energy absorption system is integrated with the armor and the protection cover. Energy absorbers are used to collect and store energy from the environment through terrain-penetrating tubes. Nestled within the cockpit lies a special seat, designated for me and Echo as we embark on the exploratory missions together. The inside of the vehicle is formed out of calcium armor. Unique cockpit design opens on the dynamic hinge, allowing me and Echo to get in and out with ease. Docking stations facilitate efficient energy deposition from vehicles, ensuring seamless distribution to hive storages via links with the nests. The docking station consists of calcium shell, docking arm absorbers, energy purifier, and the transfer structure that connects to the amalgamation. This system optimizes resource management, provides efficient energy harvesting, processing, storage, and vehicle access via boarding platforms. The vehicle is supported by arms that absorb energy and channel it into the purifier, locking it in place, ensuring stable docking position. The mechanical arms are designed to precisely access the energy storage within the vehicle.
In the synaptic conflux, fragments from Earth explosion orbit a powerful energy core. Each fragment's size and composition determine its unique orbit speed around the core, shaping an interconnected universe. Those fragments within the synaptic conflux are interconnected through a complex network of physical and energetic pathways, facilitating resource exchange and information flow. What started with one fragment soon expanded as we searched for sustenance across the fragmented world. As our society grew, more connections were established, and life began to spread to more fragments. Each new connection brought opportunities for growth. The connections between the fragments are vital for our collective survival, ensuring that no fragment remains isolated or deprived. Delving deeper, we arrive at a singular fragment. Here our interconnectedness becomes even more tangible. Our societies are represented with different variations. The growth on mountaintops allows us to survey the terrain around and anticipate any dangers, ensuring we remain prepared for any threats that may arise. As our neighborhoods expand across the fragment, they are linked by a network of pathways that facilitates movement and interaction among the inhabitants, enabling us to connect to the transit system between the fragments. Resource gathering routes begin to form around our neighborhoods as we explore the terrain, essential for sustaining our growing communities. Mining zones and excavation points are then created, The energy lakes are sources of life-sustaining energy, easy to spot, glowing in the darkness, guiding us to gather the energy. Starting with the empty fragment, the first inhabitants started building their society next to the energy lakes. Growing neighborhoods are interconnected by pathways that enable movement and expansion. Exploration networks to the energy lakes and mining operations are created to fuel our technological and societal advancements. This fragment map highlights the planning and resource management that underpin our daily lives, illustrating the harmony between our communities and the fragmented landscape.
To ensure our hive's ultimate survival, every one of us plays a crucial role, tirelessly gathering vital materials, ensuring our continued existence and resilience. We work to replenish our energy reserves, fueling the ongoing growth and strength of our hive without a pause. As our hive expands, our transit system becomes essential conduits not only for physical travel through the cosmic chaos, but also for fostering interconnectedness beyond our shared memories. As we navigate the challenges of our environment, the synaptic conflux serves as a sanctuary, a bastion of hope illuminating the darkness. United by a shared purpose and fortified by collaboration, our interconnected hive thrives amidst the fragmented cosmos, embodying adaptability, strength, and unity in the face of adversity. Thank you. Now we're delighted to present our feature movie.
The violent explosion of Earth shattered it into countless fragments, casting pieces into the cosmos. I, the fragmented oracle, emerged. The synaptic conflux was forged into existence. We built our societies among these fragments, where our structural marvels rise from the debris. Our hive system blends organic and mechanical elements, housing countless units. On the observatory, we keep track of any impending dangers to ensure our collective safety. Our specialized vehicles traverse the rugged terrain, drawn to the aura of the energy lakes. As we absorb the life-sustaining energy and use its vital power coursing through us, giving us fuel for sustenance of the hive. To distribute the energy, I arrive at the docking station where the energy is absorbed into the purifier and evenly redirected by the control nests into our storages, replenishing our reserves and fueling the system. Echo is my gecko companion, scouting across the terrain searching for the resources. Every step we take together provides our species an expansion forward. Distance fades away. Our crystalline horns unite us. I explore the terrain with Echo looking for vital resources. Climbing mountain peaks is a dangerous task in this fragmented world. Landscape's rawness puts us at risk. Nonetheless, expansion is inevitable. Injuries are inevitable. The hive is notified. Urgency drives us. Every second counts to save one of our own. The core channels healing energy. The message is clear. We must act now to preserve life. The mechanical heart is extracted for placement into an alternative sleeve, while injured organic matter is nestled within energy cocoons to heal severe injuries for future use. Other fragmented oracles rest in healing chairs, drawing strength from this space designed for recovery. A fusion of technology and organic matter, restoring life. In the unit production, my core is placed back into a new sleeve. The cycle of life continues. In the synaptic conflux, every eye, muscle, and bone moves as one towards our common goal.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the amazing year. I think that it's being really an amazing amount of work that it's coming together, as we can all see. Super exciting. think that you were from the beginning like one of those teams that were super consistent and super eager to learn and to really like create something innovative. You weren't shy to, you know, like share ideas and to really push the boundaries. So the work is very, very cohesive, and through all the stages of the 5 chapters, which I commend you for, it's not an easy task to be able to tie all these links together and to create this cohesive story. So really well done on really being so consistent and creating this beautiful world. I love how you went into the logics of how you were really like building each part of this world, which is very important to understand, especially like when, you know, things look like, you know, like something that it's very science fiction, and there are so many moving different parts, and they could look like in so many different ways. But I think that you were very successful in explaining your logic and like all the logic that you followed for the project itself. What I would like to ask you is like if you had a chapter 6, what would you like to venture in, or what your interest would be like to explore more from this project?
For me personally, maybe I would delve deeper into the system more, like the hive mind system more, and like create like a detailed, like a more detailed hierarchy of like how things work and how the like each step goes into building the world and how the characters communicate with the brains and the bigger beings in their world.
I personally would expand the story a bit more. Maybe see if some interactions with other AI beings living in distant world, how they could influence our society and our infrastructure, how we could either benefit from that or just the opposite. I think that would be pretty cool to delve deeper into that.
And for me, I would for sure delve deeper into Echo itself, create a whole family, like another species around him, and create like a whole backstory, how he was created and evolved.
I opened up to more comments from our guests and educators.
I wrote down I love the use of the sensory horns and the communication horns on Echo and the human forms. I thought they are really great, and I think we all need those so we don't have our telephones anymore. But yeah, I thought it was a really cute like interconnection between kind of the being and the animal.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, team. It's really amazing work. The video is very impressive, very powerful. I'm super happy that we watched it twice. Also, your echo was my favorite since chapter 1, and you did amazing cohesive work during all the chapters. And really, congratulations again, and thank you for the very well presented and the perfect storytelling today.
Thank you very much.
So from my side, congratulations for the work that you did. It's really extensive. I mean, you're touching a little bit all the possible scenarios, no? Similarly to what I saw last year in the previous presentation of the final year. I mean, you're jumping from the urban scale to all the communication, all the energy infrastructure that are necessary, all the systems of mobility. I mean, it's extremely diverse, the scope of all the elements that you are interconnecting, but it's also very well linked together. So this idea also on how to tackle then through, I would say, a dynamic system of urban planning, probably the adaptation to a complex morphological ecosystem, no? It's very interesting on how you're doing it. We can see here. This is what I'm referring to. And it's also interesting how to then connect between these rigid and flexible organic geometries, trying really to link at the end what is built and also what grows into those environments, which is extremely fascinating. And let me also underline that probably eventually also even inspired to this common intelligence, no? That when you work with stigmergy, you connect it to the with agent-based design, you connect it to the topic of stigmergy, is also what you are probably linking to with these horns that Anouk was commenting before, the horns that you use to at the end create somehow this collective feeling, no, this collective consciousness, which becomes also very interesting to tackle. So congratulations, and impressive the quality of the design, the quality of the scenarios, and the video, the incredible video that I was very happy to watch again. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's one amazing presentation, and I'm sure all of them are going to be like this, but it's so great to see the level of synthesis of each of the chapters coming together and making a very dynamic, holistic story that feels like there's no major gaps. But I think at a bigger, maybe a higher level, which is what this kind of level of work lets us talk about, like I think some of the things that I would be interested, maybe building on what Aldo just brought up, but would be this kind of relationship between the system, the sort of closed system of the hive, and the sort of its relation in the sort of maybe tropic way toward the resources and the kind of give and take. Because to me, it seems a little bit more about extraction and acquisition and less about sort of give and take. And I would like to see how the expansion or the radical expansion of this hive is not only about like gathering resources and taking, but about rebuilding the existing destroyed ecosystem, for lack of a better word. And maybe I think a little bit that's kind of maybe under the surface, but I think that would be an interesting, something to build on based on what we're seeing. But really lovely work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. The presentation was amazing. Visually, it was very striking, and I appreciate a lot the narrative because it's, seemingly feasible to implement. So I appreciate a lot the organizational system that was studied in this sort of a urban settlement that eventually was developed. In all these chapters, yeah, I was really impressed by the level of detail in all the chapters, public infrastructure, the characters, and the pet. But yeah, I think it worked really well from the conceptual organization of this amalgamation, but also the connection network. I think it ended up being not only visually compelling, but I appreciate a lot the let's say almost pragmatism of the system that you got to develop. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If I can add something, just congratulations, guys. The graphic is always very, very cool. Even the storytelling is very intriguing. I was amazed by Echo, which is very, very cute. We were saying on the chat that every one of us wants one of those little animals. I really like the consistency of the various elements you have on your ecosystem. And this idea that Aldo was suggesting of collective intelligence, which is going to be the topic of the next Biennale in Italy, it's something that, in your project, it creates a vivid image of this concept. I also really like the shapes, this organic way to create new transportation vehicles. So very, very well done as always. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will add that, yeah, a wonderful presentation, a lot of detail, a lot of content, I really appreciate the fact that the hive aesthetic is consistent through every single element. If I could look on just one slide of your presentation, I could instantly say that it is from the same work because everything is connected very nicely. Also very nice that you gave some story behind the characters of this hive. If I really had to say something, while the video was amazing, a little bit more extra detail on some camera views and cuts and edits, and on the music, how one music changes to the other, would have even taken it to the next level, let's say. But I think the most important fact is that, and I think that I talk for everybody because I saw the comments here in the chat, everybody would like to see more from this story and from the characters. And that is, I think, the best compliment that I can give you for your presentation. So thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I can just follow up on those comments. I agree. Like, I think in general, what is to be commended is that there is a lot of consistency between the different areas of design. Like, one thing is designing a character, very different thing is designing a world, a very different thing is designing a vehicle, and somehow you've managed to achieve consistency throughout all of these different design exercises, both in terms of the morphology of the shapes and also the colors, the color palette, the mood of the overall experience, and obviously it ties very well together with the story that you guys set up yourself. So congratulations on that. Also, technically seems to be quite impressive. There's a lot of tools that you guys managed to master over a relatively short period of time. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, team. I just want to make a quick comment about the materials. Congratulations on that. You did a really, really good job on mastering Arnold. And I know it was super hard for you when trying to render this kind of project. I know that, but I'm super proud of this work, honestly. I just have a very short comment regarding the material that you apply on the main station. It would have been nice to you to apply a slightly different material on it when we see the image of the main station, the public station, I would say, the down, or is it the private, the one that is below? Yeah, that one. Yes, it would have been nice to apply a slightly different material on that. Apart from that, I think your project is super beautiful. Well done. Congratulations, team.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, team, for the presentation. I think watching the way that you unfold the 5 chapters was very successful. Congratulations on the actually managed to explain the super difficult world that you created with all the intricate details from the character to the city. So congratulations on the presentation and thank you. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, too.
Thank you for all the tutors, for all the support, especially Eva and Pedro. They're for Group A, at least they're the ones who witnessed all our breakdowns.
And the memes. Hey guys, thank you for all the incredible work you guys have done, like starting from chapter 1 to now seeing your final presentation. I'm really super proud of the work that you guys have done, and you connected us through each chapter so beautifully right now in this presentation. I really appreciate that. And I would also like to mention that this was one of the most captivating storylines, like the way you started from your concept. It was not just your mid-journey explorations that you started, but even your thought process was very unique and different from the starting, and coming out through this complex designing and materiality in the end is such a nice and wonderful experience for me, and it was really amazing working with you guys. Thank you, and
Thank
super
you.
congratulations.
It was a pure pleasure for us. Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Perfect. And I think, yep, if there are no more comments for the team, we can move on to the next team. Yep. Okay, let's move on to A2.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, hello.
Hey, everyone. Am I audible?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Start. Today, and thank you for joining us here today. Thank you for all the patience while we solve the technical issues. We are A2. My name is Rohan. I'm an architect, computational designer from India.
And I'm Juan, a 3D enthusiast from Bogota, Colombia.
Welcome to our project, Veritas, Whispers from the Nexus. This project was developed across 5 chapters. Prosthesis combined computational techniques with manual modeling. Our puzzle focused on creating an identifiable architectural silhouette. Amalgamation balanced complex geometries with aesthetic value. Kinesis was an exploration of designing transportation with a focus on functionality. Finally, working on the grand scale of cosmogony made us think about urban systems. A variety of computational tools were used throughout this process to help arrive at our designs. From the onset, we aimed to see how methodologies could shape our vision and creativity. So join us on a journey from Heena to Veritas. Let's jump right in.
Our narrative unfolds on planet 1133, home of the Nokinahe, where relentless environmental degradation threatens their existence. Dr. Alicia Nakato leads the Odyssey, pioneering the Nexus, a network of collective consciousness integral to Nokinahe's society. However, the luminal paradox tore through the Nexus, rendering Onira, the ancestral city of the Nokinahe, uninhabitable. In its streets, the boundary between reality and subconscious wavered, resulting in surreal physical and mental distortions. Technology has become the crucial lifeline that the Nokinahe have relied on to navigate the trials of their journey. One of their most remarkable creations is the Neurowave, a body protective shell. The Neurowave system integrates 5 main components: the REM1, Flex Shell, Alivio Sleeve, Alivio Hikers, and the LumaLink energy system. The REM1 neural implant allows users to link to the collective consciousness via Nexus pods. The Flex Shell are armored torso plates with customizable storage compartments. The Alivio Sleeves use adaptive response and advanced servo mechanisms to enhance strength and dexterity. The Augmented Reality Mapper is a retractable navigation and communication system. The Alivio Hikers provide biomechanical support and enhanced mobility. Equipped with the retractable Zephyr propulsion systems, Alivio Hikers enable vertical mobility and rapid emergency evasions. LumaLink is a docking port and energy system for efficient energy transfer between rays and the Neurowave. Rays serve as both mobile energy storage units and companions, embodying incomparable loyalty and companionship in the lives of Nokinahe.
After the luminal paradox, the need for a new haven for their kind became evident. In response, Habitat 6413 emerged as the first prototype of habitation module. This module is divided into 3 main sections. The top deck houses the Nexus pods. They are our closest link to the Nexus. On the main deck, we find the Xochitl. At the heart of it all stands Naya, a majestic entry, nurtured and cherished by our most revered elders. Grota Luma is a ceremonial space dedicated to the rare luminal eclipses. These cavernous spaces are where the Nokinahe engage in rituals, renewal, and spiritual communion. The lower deck contains our R&D labs and storage areas for our reserve trays. Each companion is docked to a charging port which runs along tracks, spanning the entire ceiling surface. The solar vent harnesses natural energy from photons, converting it into electricity. Wind-catching sails contain aerodynamic filaments that convert vibrations into a supplementary source of power. With all components of the corpus still designed to bear load, the habitat could be stacked in diverse geometric configurations, enabling it to house larger communities.
After laying down the base module, they began building their metropolis. a transformative effort to reshape their society from the ground up. They created Make Oasis to overlay the old city, preserving cultural roots and providing refuge from the luminal paradox, guiding migrations to a safer settlement. Make Oasis is separated from Onira's cityscape by Lumacror icicles, acting as barrier to contain the luminal paradox. The Onira towers rise from the rubble, extending towards the newly created landscape. At the bottom lie the low-rise settlements of Onira, which are covered by seismic plates that tore apart during the luminal paradox. On top, we adapt and reimagine the prototype habitation module while drawing on ancestral knowledge to assemble our zones. Taking apart the base habitation module, we reimagined the different pieces in various configurations. We combined the new pieces to create additional modules to meet various needs. This approach ensures our system remains flexible and responsive to the population demands. Drawing on the logics of stochastic aggregations, we began creating our clusters. Horizontally, these clustered spaces came together as the Nexus Promenade, the Dwelling Havens, and a structural base. Vertically, clusters stack together in the form of the tower base, spine, and spires to form the Lumina Tower. Arranging these clusters in response to the terrain of Make Oasis created an organic flow of neighborhoods. The new city thrived across the vast landscape where clusters seamlessly integrate residence and exploration. These constructions showcase Nokinahe ingenuity, blending organic contours with synthetic elegance. We're hereby welcome you to Veritas, our new settlement, a neighborhood built on top of the old city of Onira. At the heart of our metropole, the Luminal Towers stands tall, a focal point in our ever-evolving landscape. Theta domes are multifunctional, hosting nexus pods serving as modular living spaces. The Onira trails connect us to our ancestral homes in the old city and act as channels for the flow of cosmic energies. The Whispering Naya Grove is our communal oasis, featuring the majestic Naya trees, revered for spiritual connectivity and wisdom. Naya's bioluminescent leaves flicker like celestial lanterns, casting an otherworldly light upon citizens seeking refuge from the ceaseless march of progress.
Kinahi people, inspired by that gentle light, are urged to cultivate a robust transportation network within and beyond Veritas' urban core. The networks were split into two: the Illumina trails, illuminated by the light trails of plasma sky voyagers, facilitating connections between neighborhoods and cities, and the arachnopods, resembling pipe-like pathways, facilitating intra-neighborhood transport and transportation to Onira for the private vehicles. The arachnomobile, spider-shaped vehicle, functions as a private transport and research probe for the Nokinahe, facilitating safe travel and resource gathering in and beyond Onira. The module consists of 8 limbs: a driver's compartment, cargo hold, and an entry hatch. 4 climbing limbs aided to climb, walk, and jump between the levels, while 4 gripper actuator limbs allow it to grasp onto unstable surfaces and forage for materials. A periscopic vision system helps guide the Nokinahe, while traction pads help improve stability and control. With the entry hatch closed, a arachnomobile is ready to go. Plasma Sky Voyager is the main public transport unit, linking neighborhood sections and other city areas. The module consists of the entry hatch, main fuselage, which has nexus pods, cockpit, viewing bridge, and cargo hold. A set of wings equipped with engines and plasma thrusters enable the vehicle to achieve flight and maneuver effectively. The hull guard protects against fluctuations in the lumina. With the passengers safely seated, the plasma thrusters ready themselves for flight. until finally we have liftoff. The Arachnomobile docks into the tower canopy modules for recharge and repairs. These docks are arranged sequentially along a pedestrian network. When parked, the modules hang upside down to allow ease of deployment. For the public docking, the Sky Voyager docks are situated strategically at various boarding points in the neighborhood. As the vehicles approach, the docking mechanisms seamlessly engage with their landing gear. While the passengers travel far and wide, the Nokinahe are not idle.
Having established their first settlement and its intricate systems, they now embark on a journey of expansion. Firefly concentrations serve as vital energy sources. The Nokinahe built axes of interconnection upon these points, forming a strong hierarchy of paths. After establishing make oases, the Nokinahe began appropriating the new territory by identifying optimal internal routes and connections to the old city. Various neighborhood scales emerged from the initial amalgamation module, adapting it for multiple functions. Urban hubs are centered around main towers, surrounded by low-rise residential areas extending into suburban settlements. Make Oasis thrived on its foundational network, with early decisions on roads and resources shaping its growth. A structured hierarchy for establishment and resource acquisition showcased the Nokinahe's careful planning and vision. These spiraling settlements harmoniously integrate nature and technology, extending into the sacred Whispering Naya forests. Strategically located public areas, Central Plaza, Cultural Center, and Recreational Park enrich community life. Reflecting on our journey of progress, we now witness the beautiful settlements crafted by the ingenuity of the Nokinahe. But the true essence of this world lies in its people. Through collective effort, they've transformed their surroundings into vibrant, thriving home, overcoming the luminal paradox challenges.
I keep having these dreams where I am the harbinger of the luminal paradox. I witness its birth and how it spread like wildfire through the city of Onira, our original haven. I cannot fathom why these visions haunt me when those fateful days are but shadows of the past. Reality has transformed. This is Veritas, our new sanctuary, where we Nokinahe continue our journey of evolution. Technology is the lifeblood of our existence. It has empowered us to overcome adversity and uncover new realms. Realms where our bond with the Nexus pulses more vibrantly than ever. Our cities stand as temples to remember and reconnect with our origins. Among the most profound symbols of this connection are the Naya trees, biomechanical beings, where the collective consciousness blooms through fireflies. We have nurtured entire forests to cradle them. These delicate beings are the rays, vessels brimming with the daily energy we draw from the Nexus, ever-present companions on our life's journey. Crafted with organic curves and synthetic grace, they embody a mechanical echo of a bygone natural world. And alongside these companions, our steadfast steeds, the Arachnomobiles, ease our path as we seek new horizons. Yet, our most vital essence flows from the Nexus pods. They're the closest link to the Nexus. Connecting is losing oneself, blurring the lines of identity, and letting the whole permeate you, feeling your insignificance. It is a strange sensation, but once connected, visions become dreams, seen through an omniscient lens. You observe and are observed, their gaze probing my soul as mine meets theirs, vulnerability intertwining. Lately, I always find myself watching the same figure, my own self.
Well done, team. Super, super excited to see your work, all 5 chapters coming together. I love the video ending. I know like you were working on this, different like options, but I think that this one really gives me the chills. So it is very powerful.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys for.
Thank you. Well,
Do you want to take the
well,
control?
could you
Stop
yeah,
share.
yeah. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you for your amazing work and resilience through the program. I know that all this, like what you've created, like it's not an easy task, especially because you're going into hard surface modeling, which it's much more difficult to control, and every imperfection, it's a challenge basically, like to tackle. But I think that like you've done such an incredible work, like really like from chapter 1 until the end, really holding this line and transcending like this language like through these multiple scales, and of course like holding the line of like the whole storyline of like what you're creating. I love like a lot of the details, and I would actually like ask you to show like maybe some of the renders and like zoom into them even a little bit more when it comes like to vehicles and materiality, and like again like working like with this like materials that are really complementing like the geometry. Super cohesive work. Very proud of you guys and how you handled the whole academic year. You showed a lot of resilience, a lot of great character, and like really like trying to move forward as a team, and really like giving your best like into the program. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much for being.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this guy has been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Congratulations, guys, also from me. Oh, sorry. It was really amazing presentation. The work is stunning. I really super like your visuals, and the way you are showing them now in very detailed view is really complete. Like it's great to see even that. Amazing work, super cohesive since the start. Everything is very well together presented, and the video was super powerful. And every year during these finals, I'm super proud that we are able to work with such talented students as you. And thank you so much for the great presentation.
Thank you very much.
From my side, I think your vehicle design is super cool, and everything. I love the voiceover. It was very like mysterious and soft voice, very emotional, And the rigging of the bodies was like really well done. There was a lot of micro movements while the bodies were like in flux while they were moving. The only comment that I would have is if I look at kind of the main building, it's very ephemeral, a lot of open spaces, a lot of kind of like micro geometries. I don't really see that coming back in the vehicle design. So it almost looks like the vehicle comes from another planet to this planet, sort of, So the symbiotic like kind of relationship between the vehicles, so that can be maybe the texturing of these shields. They're maybe a little bit too solid, for example, So that's the only the only thing that I would have. It almost looks like this vehicle comes from another planet to this planet, sort of, and I would have loved to see that come back. But yeah, the level of detail in the vehicle and everything is unbelievable, and yeah, really great job.
Yeah, I'll just touch on that. So yeah, like guys, I think like quite enjoyed the work we did with the corpuscle, and I think it was very consistent with the prosthesis and the vehicle as well. I think you've been working very well on the hard surface, on adding all the detail, and I will agree as well with Anuk that when it jumps to the bigger scale, I will probably have considered to kind of keep some level of solidity on the element. It kind of like it feels a bit like, you know, it doesn't follow quite the same language, and I can imagine the challenge of working at that scale with the kind of techniques and kind of like the detailing that we were putting into the corpuscle. So I appreciate the challenge there, but I don't know, like perhaps you know, like some kind of elements that will bring back, but more on a kind of different scale, that kind of hard surface treatment will have been interesting as well to incorporate. But thank you for the hard work, guys.
Thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, it was a big challenge trying to take all this language into that cosmogony scale, but we tried our best. Yeah.
The close-ups are very impressive. I give you that. Like whenever you get into the close-up and you actually get into the detail, I think you guys mastered that. I think it's just like when you zoom out and you sit on another scale, you kind of lose it up a little bit.
We'll work on that.
Thank you so much.
Next season. Yeah.
It's to me, I mean, a truly wonderful presentation and beautiful. I mean, just captivating at every turn, like as you scale up and out. And I think the notes about like how, you know, the surfaces shift around based on the scalar qualities of things. I think that's something you could certainly consider and maybe develop as you think about things like this moving forward. But for me, like one of the things that's just, you know, I was just drawn into the video because it felt like that the story wasn't just an overlay into this. It really enhanced my understanding of what I was looking at. And when I look at the vehicles in the context of, I mean, just Anouk mentioned the nature of the voice, the sort of softness that draws you closer and you're listening and it's almost imperceptible. And the bringing of this in the sort of, you know, the way that this is crafted is just incredible, but like that you can draw somebody in and then all of a sudden there's this like longing. There's this desire for a return to something that came before, this kind of like past that's being recreated in the mechanistic future that you've created. And I just found that to be really lovely and timely, and it felt right, and it felt like integrated, and it felt like it brought something else to the table. So I was just, you know, blown away. But I mean, we could talk about the technique. We could talk about like this, just the mapping of these surfaces for several days and really get a lot out of it too. So congratulations, really exciting work, and can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. This is really a great start to something.
Thank you, Clay.
Thank you so much. We're glad those things showed up because we wanted to have this sort of callback to the old city, old settlements that we're trying to replicate. I'm glad it shows up in the video.
I also commend you for this great presentation. I was really impressed by the character design, like the level of craftsmanship and detailing of each character and the rigging. I think it worked really well and very smoothly. And also I appreciate a lot like these anthropomorphic qualities of the vehicle. It's just like very interesting to see like the arachnic vehicle moving. I think it's just unusual and very interesting. My only comment would be probably like I appreciated a lot that typological study that you made for like all these aggregations and the stochastic aggregations and how the clusters were arranged together into different typologies, and those diagrams are really amazing. And that I think you carried out that well through the settlement study, with this with the amazing neighborhood catalog that you made. I think those work really well, but I felt that there wasn't enough consistency from this study and also with the what you call the luminous tower. I think a bit more clarity in the amalgamation process for that one would have been great. Yeah, but overall yeah, it was a great presentation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carlos.
Just a few words on my side. I mean, it's real. This project is very different if we compare it with the previous one. I think that here technology is very, in a way, still very recognizable. I really appreciated the assembly logic of the units. It's very cool. I mean, those diagrams are really, really cool. If you come back to the previous, to some images of the assembly process. So I really appreciate the way you studied the units from the single element to the overall network. The carbon fiber details, they look like coming from product design realm, so they are really really interesting. I'm curious if some of you has a background as a product designer, because it's something very evident in the study of this single unit. I just a very a suggestion in a way. When you scale up those details and you use, for instance, carbon fiber details, you need to be a little bit maybe more careful in a way in the use of this material, especially when it comes to when you use it in the scale of the architecture of in general, when you scale up those details. This is my only comment, but the job you've done in general is very cool and really impressive. So thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Yeah. So as regarding what you're saying, making the carbon fiber being noticed in such a big scale is really hard. So you have to like resize the carbon fiber in order to it to be noticeable in like the building scale, amalgamation scale. So yeah, we need to.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Here it looks like having still a product design in a way scale when it should be something a little bit more studied in a way. But it's really cool the way also you studied the gaps in between, the shadow gaps in between the various sort of paneling. So I really appreciate that. It's still very, very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I really agree with that comment. When you first started showing the corpuscle, I was confused for a second because I thought it was still prosthesis, and there's like that shift between the scales that I think also requires a shift in materiality. I just think you got so comfortable with the research that you've done throughout the prosthesis chapter that it kind of bled over naturally into corpuscle, but there was like a little bit of a slippage between the scales that wasn't reflected maybe in the modeling itself. But other than that, it's like a very concordant piece. All in all, you kind of throughout the different chapters, you can see really a common thread between them. It's just that maybe within that quite radical switch between scales of something that's a prosthetic to something that's like an enclosure, there could have been a little bit more opportunity in how you scale up also materials. And it's not necessarily only that the materials just kind of become bigger or whatever, but maybe some kind of reimagining of how those materials could work in order to kind of reflect that change in size as well. But other than that, I mean, in general, like a really cohesive presentation, a really cohesive project. So congrats, guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, congrats. You have showcased an amazing capability of change scale through the large scale of the city with multiple layers to the human body, and from purely aesthetic design as the bioluminescent trees, like I missed a little bit because it was incredibly suggesting the city plans, showing how is the multi-layer approach that you have showcased, I think, at the bottom of the presentation. That is like the standard top view. They are aesthetically suggesting, like, and that have converted an animation to have like an overview of how the city has formed would have been like extremely amazing. Even so, the presentation is incredible.
Thank you, Aldo. Thank you also for all your
also from my side. Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
Go ahead, Aldo. No, I was just going to say that Eduardo is amazing. Go ahead.
From my side, I have to be honest, I took a couple of screenshots on these networks that you were generating. The maps that were coming out of it are extremely, this one, I mean, it's extremely beautiful. And once again, it's also fascinating to see how you are coping between a system that, I mean, probably I read it as a system of mobility, and then all the different infrastructure that you can encapsulate into this configuration of this new ecosystem that you are generating. It's very, very interesting. Maybe eventually, which is something that we saw, here we go, we see it here. Here we go. That's what exactly I was going to comment. Will be interesting to see, and you are doing it as well, how these different layers are actually organized and are serving the different purpose of regarding the behavior of your urban configuration. Design-wise, moving to the body scale, which is, yeah, I mean, all these diagrams are extremely fascinating and probably connect my personal, I mean, connect to I mean, this is my personal reading, but all to the theory of Christopher Alexander and this interconnection between the individual components of a room to the whole and holistic configuration of the city itself. So very, very good to see how this system grows. At the urban scale, instead, I'm just very curious about one, I mean, one simple, probably component, or let's say parameter that drives your design solution, which is connected to mobility, again, to movement, to the individual, to the body movement. So when you go, for instance, to the wrist, it's a very small detail. I'm sorry to highlight that, but you know, in this in the shell that you are designing, when you go to the wrist, you know, to the connection between the hand and the arm,
yeah,
maybe it would be interesting to just take into consideration that you maybe you want to have the maximum movement of this body, and in that sense, probably another indicator, as you are doing at the urban scale, no, understanding the interconnection between the systems, is also to probably decide what do you want to, how do you want to model the most critical joinery in order to allow movement to happen. But it's, I mean, it's a really minor topic, and I'm highlighting it just because you are showcasing an incredible, immense. You look at that, for instance, you know, the arm, the hand detail. You are showcasing incredible, almost immense capacity of unlimited capacity of design. So let me conclude once again with the congratulations, and also another very important topic is that you are probably, you also commented on the amount of softwares and tools that you use. And this was also very interesting initial map, roadmap that can define a little bit the methodology of work that you and your colleagues are showing us. So very, very interesting. Congratulations.
Thank you, Aldo. Yeah, I agree that maybe we could like work a little bit more on the way, thinking about more on the movement on some pieces, but yeah, that will be next steps, definitely.
Following up on the comments, I mean, first of all, obviously, congratulations. There's a huge amount of work and it's noticeable. I think it's particularly noticeable your attention to detail in the different scales that you were working on. And I really like that blend of mechanic and organic. I think you managed to achieve a very good combination between the both of us. It comes through, especially in a few of the visuals. I think something that you can also consider when you're working on these types of things is when you're switching scales to potentially use different techniques to convey things like scale. Like when you're working on an architectural scale, usually the materials that we see in, in the actual world not only convey a sense of materiality, but also tectonic and scale, right? So they give you the impression immediately of what is the size of something just by seeing what the surface treatment of it is. And that is something that is not that expressed at the moment. Like a lot of these surfaces are very smooth, right? So when you're looking at it in a smaller scale, it feels the same scale as the very large one. And usually when you have this kind of like nuance in the detail and the amount of the way that you communicate textures at a, let's say, more human scale, that immediately gives you the impression of what is the size of something, which at the moment is kind of lost when you really scale up. Like it's very clear in the smaller ones that I think immediately one can tell what it is, but when you scale up, I think it feels like it's missing that micro detail that would come from a different use of materials. And you've already taken a lot of creative license when it comes to obviously the entire project setup. So I'm wondering, why do you fall back into something that is very plastic-like, carbon fiber-like, even when you scale up, right? Like I think if you can take creative license in terms of what materials you can use, you can probably do studies on the materials themselves in a way that they also communicate more than just the surface, right? That they communicate scale and tectonic. Other than that, I mean, that's a very, very cool project, and obviously the visuals are super beautiful. So congratulations.
Thank you, Jose. Yeah, so we went to that direction because we wanted to have everything like trying to feel like it was from the same world. So maybe, yeah, we could go further with the trying to apply different materials and keeping the same language. But yeah, this is yeah, it was a really big it was challenging to try to like changing between scales and think about materiality. So yeah, we're definitely going to improve that.
I will say to you that you saw so much attention to the engineering part of the whole presentation and the whole idea. And I think that's why all the fellow guests, me included, are jumping into you. And we try to comment about those small details about mobility and scale of material or surfaces and stuff like that, because you actually gave us the opportunity to nerd out and talk about that stuff. We really like that stuff. So I'm pretty sure everybody agrees with me. It's not, that we don't take it as a criticism. We really liked what you did. And I think that it gave us, the opportunity to, okay, you could do this and you could do that, because we start thinking about all of that as being our own project, let's say. So we really see a lot of engineering thinking inside that. It's really great. I have one extra comment to say. I really loved the top views of the maps and the levels of the city. That was amazing. And I see glimpse of different architectural styles in the background of, of the photographs, let's say the renderings of the city. I would have loved to see some extra renderings, 3D renderings of that different styles. In the maps, it looks amazing. It let my fantasy go away, and think about that. And I think it's very nice because it makes the whole world more believable, that has different architectural styles. But I couldn't observe it on the renderings of the city because obviously they were more focused on the main building, which is fine. It's just, it's a personal, how to say, I would like to see more of that. Other than that, amazing, really, really fantastic. Lots of thought went into that. So congrats.
Thank you, Alicia.
Hey guys.
Once we
Hello. So what a wonderful project and journey. And I really want to mention that you always had a very cinematic touch in your projects, in your renders and your final video. It clearly shows that. And I really appreciate how you always blended the hard surface mechanical integration with the organic design. And you just kept consistent with the details at all scales, starting from the very processes to the cosmogony. The scale was consistent in terms of the details. So I really appreciate that, and also appreciate the last push that you made on the diagrams, and it's very visible in the overall presentation. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Eva, for
Thank you so much, Eva.
Thank you.
Been there with us throughout the process, guiding us so much. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, guys. It was wonderful working with you as well. Okay, let's move on to the next team. A5.
Thanks everyone for all the comments.
Thanks everyone again.
One second.
Hi everyone, I'm Merin Jacob, and I'm an architect based in Dubai.
And I'm Heena Chaudhary, an architect based in India. We are delighted to share our exploration in the world of computational design over the past 9 months. Ascensio is an evocative narrative exploring the themes of unity, hope, and cooperation in a divided world. Our process for visualizing this world began with polymodeling in Maya and procedural modeling in Houdini, followed by optimization and simulation in Grasshopper, and finally visualization in Keyshot and Unreal Engine. By applying these design pipelines, we have developed a workflow that goes beyond traditional design methods, enabling us to achieve a high-resolution reality. This project not only presents a futuristic imaginary world, but also demonstrates a non-destructive design workflow for the future. Thank you for being here to support and witness the culmination of our dedicated work.
In the boundless skies of Juarez, two distinct races thrived in stark opposition. The idealists, majestic avian creatures, soared in serene, floating abodes high above. While below, in the murky expanse of toxic wastelands, the Cytonians, half-machine beings, forged their existence through relentless industry. For decades, these factions clashed over Juarez's scarce resources. Amidst this turmoil, a group of visionary scientists emerged with a daring dream to create a creature that could unify these disparate worlds. After numerous failures, they succeeded in creating Skylar, a remarkable hybrid.
Skylar possessed wings that shimmered with the ethereal beauty of the Aerialis and skin that converted toxic gases into cyber energy. Its body fused advanced cyborg technology with organic elements, symbolizing the convergence of two civilizations. Skylar's face was adorned with the Argentium visage, a finely crafted metal mask that combined protection and aesthetics. The luminocular optics enhanced her vision with radiant luminescence, bestowing her with superior visual capabilities. Her Venturi matrix efficiently filtered and purified toxic gases, converting them into energy to power her flight while maintaining the purity of Juarez's atmosphere.
The wing-bound spine, crafted for aerodynamic performance, ensured precise coordination of Skylar's dual-wing structure for graceful flight and swift maneuvering. Cyber-pulse plates on her wings were luminous conduits for cyber energy, illustrating the vital flow required for flight and essential functions. The cytoshell, an advanced protective armor layer infused with Cytonian technology, provided Skylar with unparalleled defense.
Skylar's propulsion augmenters are specialized joints that significantly enhanced her takeoff capabilities. Tala talons, inspired by avian adaptability, endowed Skylar with versatile foot structures for graceful perching and ease of takeoff. Aero, Skylar's loyal companion, is a winged hybrid with an ancient lineage. It features glowing slits like Skylar, a metallic spine for wing support, a protective bulwark, and sturdy claw-like appendages for stability and offense.
In the vast expanse of Juarez, the Cyberterra domain sprawls across rugged terrain and waters tainted by the remnants of Cytonian industrialization. Once desolate and scarred by overexploitation, these lands now bear witness to the lingering cyber haze stratum, a dense residue of toxic gases repurposed ingeniously in the city's design. Rising from these gases are the Cyphium hexaforge, hexagonal cliffs formed through unique chemical interactions, providing a stable foundation for the city's infrastructure. Here, amidst the rugged landscape, the city of amalgamations emerges, seamlessly integrating with the environment while harnessing the latent energy within these hazardous gases.
Lumina Heavens is a dwelling unit that blends functionality with elegance in its heavily textured outer shell. Designed to harness the environment's resources, its exterior features skylights that reflect varying energy intensities, casting a mesmerizing glow on its surface. Inside, smooth shell geometries with interconnected floors provide a seamless living experience. At the heart of Lumina Heavens lies its cybernetic core conflux, ingeniously transforming toxic gases into vital cyber energy. This core serves not only as a sustainable energy source, but also as a pivotal element that integrates organic and cybernetic technologies, ensuring each unit thrives within the city's unique environment.
In the process of creating the Shimmering Abyss community, the dwelling unit underwent a transformation where it was strategically divided into distinct pieces to form clusters within the new settlement. Each cluster retained elements of the original design and functionality while also incorporating unique features tailored to specific needs and preferences of its residents. The ground units in Shimmering Abyss serve as a foundation of the community, providing living spaces for its residents and characterized by their seamless integration with the surrounding environment.
The tower units rise above the ground, spiraling upwards in a stunning display of architectural innovation, and were created by stacking and intertwining the smaller pieces of lumina heavens, forming towering edifices that reach towards the sky. These units offer panoramic views of the surrounding landscape and provide additional living space for residents. Bridge units were created by interlinking the connection modules spanning across the shallow river, and astral lattice was used as a shading device. They are not only essential for facilitating movement and connectivity within the community, but also serve as gathering space and focal points for social interaction.
Sorry. Public space units are dedicated to communal activities and amenities, providing residents with access to essential services and recreational facilities. These units are strategically located throughout the community, creating vibrant hubs of activity and fostering a sense of belonging and community spirit among residents. The initial phase of the development focused on establishing the ground unit clusters that served as a foundation of the amalgamation, blending functionality with the natural contours of the landscape. The cyber energy matrix, radially aggregated, is strategically positioned among the clusters at specific intervals, and these serve as a lifeblood of the amalgamation. Responsible for providing energy to the dwellings within each cluster, these matrices represented the technological backbone of Skylar's vision.
At the heart of our design lies the Serenity Helix, a symbol of unity between the Cytonians and the Avians. Nestled within the tranquil waters of the river, this public space serves as a beacon of hope and resilience with its complex formation of helixes. The bioluminescent garden thrives on cyber energy, nurturing luminal flora that illuminates the space and symbolizes unity between nature and technology. Energy regulators add to the aesthetic while maintaining optimal energy flow. The Cognizance Archive is an intellectual sanctuary where Skylar explores avian and cyborg civilizations' wisdom through interactive glowing repository pods.
The Aerodracon hovers above the landscape. Its advanced sensors scan the terrain, mapping out the most promising locations for excavation. With precise control, the articulated joints of the digging arms descend their sharp claws, gripping the rocky surface as they carve through the terrain with efficiency and accuracy. The Aerodracon's onboard computers analyze the composition of the rocks, extracting valuable resources while minimizing environmental impact.
The private vehicle's outshell layer provides protection and aerodynamic stability, while the inner alcove serves as Skylar's seating area for piloting and navigation. Wings enable flying capabilities by generating lift and stability, and the central core houses essential systems and components providing structural integrity. Meanwhile, Spectraglide operates as the primary public vehicle for transportation and resource distribution. At the core is the control nexus, with a sleek visor offering a glimpse of cybernetic energy. On the inside, It boasts an intricately designed cockpit with panoramic holographic screens. Surrounding the Nexus are the transit and cargo quarters, uniquely shaped compartments with an aerodynamic design, enhanced by sharp organic details on the exterior, and an interior space that offers passengers real-time information about the surrounding landscape and gas toxicity levels. Beneath the control nexus is the energy drive with its massive tube-shaped structure. Housing a monorail infused with cyber energy, this drive propels Spectraglide forward.
Connecting these marvels are the city's docking stations powered by the energy matrix that fuels Spectraglide. Passengers access the vehicle via lattices and hydraulic lifts, facilitated by a network of bridges and walkways. These stations serve as vital hubs, linking residents and visitors alike to the bustling heart of Shimmering Abyss. Beyond individual vehicles, the city boasts a sophisticated network of transit systems. Public monorails weave through the amalgamation, offering efficient travel between docking stations and communities. Meanwhile, private vehicle operates on macro and micro transit networks, exploring the rugged landscape and providing agile transportation within and between corpuscles.
In the culmination of the master plan, the Shimmering Abyss unfolds and integrates into the Ethereum expanse. These neighborhoods, a blend of fully grown and growing areas, occupy the Shimmering Abyss, each contributing to the vibrancy and dynamism of the layer. The data collected from the height map was used to locate the higher regions on the map by analyzing the color data. The denser areas were then identified to locate the neighborhoods, positioning them closer to the shore. Beneath the surface, the cybernetic neural links form a network of energy pathways derived from the toxic gases, ensuring sustainable power across the city. These vital connections fuel everything from residential zones to bustling public spaces, fostering a vibrant community spirit. Above ground, the stellar conduits seamlessly integrate a dense private network with expansive public routes, enabling effortless movement and communication. From key neighborhoods to interlinked harbors, facilitating trade, this dual system enhances accessibility and community growth.
Hovering above the water, the macro-private network facilitates efficient goods transport between shoreline, hexagonal docks, vital for mining and energy generation. This network knits the city together, underpinning its economic vitality and resource sustainability. Elevating communal life, the public spaces layer spans both land and water. Gradient representations of public spaces near neighborhoods were created using mathematical formulas and a brightness map. On land, Zenith Arcadia spreads out from the heart of the amalgamations, decreasing in size as they approach the shoreline. On the water, the Harmonia Sanctum symbolizes tranquility and provides recreational space for residents, acting as serene retreats amidst the bustling city.
From the towering cliffs of the Shimmering Abyss to the pulsing networks of cybernetic neural links and stellar conduits, every facet of this cityscape embodies a vision where technology and nature intertwine harmoniously. As we envision the future of Javaris through Skylar's eyes, let us remember that in unity lies strength and in diversity lies resilience.
In a world torn apart by ancient rivalries, the fate of all life rests on the success of one final experiment. The creation of a guardian born from the very essence of the Shimmering Abyss.
I am ready.
Newly born from the depths of creation, Skylar takes flight in search of answers. In the distance, atop a mountain shrouded in clouds, Skylar glimpses a figure of serenity, Arrow, a being of peace amidst chaos. Against a backdrop of long-standing conflict, Skylar envisioned the Shimmering Abyss, a city built to bridge the divide between Aerialis and Cytonians. Through advanced engineering and careful planning, Skylar transformed the landscape into an innovative marvel. Towering spires and intricate pathways highlighted the Cytonians' technological prowess, while elevated platforms showcased the natural agility of the Aerialis. Every aspect of the city fostered collaboration between the two factions, creating a harmonious blend of their strengths. Within the heart of each dwelling, the core pulsed with life, a beacon of energy and hope. In the Harmony Hues pool, cyborgs find solace. Each thermal pool, a unique color, reflects a spectrum of emotions. Visitors immerse themselves, experiencing heightened well-being and emotional balance. Within the heart of Shimmering Abyss, the hexagonal docks bustle with activity. The Aerodraken stands ready, its sleek design and shimmering wings embody the unity of technology and nature. As the Aerodraken glides through the skies, it embodies the harmony of the Shimmering Abyss. From these docking stations, residents embark on their journeys, seamlessly integrating with the pulse of the city. Passengers travel in comfort, their presence a testament to the harmonious coexistence of organic and synthetic life. But vigilance remains, as Skylar oversees the maps, navigating the vehicle. In the heart of the Shimmering Abyss, the future shone bright, a beacon of peace for generations to come.
Thank you, team. Thank you so much for sharing your work today and for the incredible year. You were one of the teams that was super hardworking, super consistent from the beginning. It showed that you really loved your project and you enjoyed working with it. I think that it's a beautiful project. I love a lot of the interior scenes that you've also added and the explanations about each part of the project. What I think that I would love maybe to see more in general is more aerial experiences, right? Because now we see a lot of the parts that have to do with basically experiences within the amalgamations and the core puzzles, and these are very successful. But I do feel that because again you have this ability to fly, there is a different way also to represent the work or experience it on a different level, which is quite exciting, right? And again these projects are so vast and there are so many opportunities to explore so many different levels and logics into them. I especially appreciate a lot of the views that you're showing about the amalgamation and its complexity and the towers and just the amount of different components that you're working with and strategically placing them. So yeah, thank you so much for the incredible work and for really pushing forward this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavlina.
Thank you.
I would like to congratulate the team on the amazing project. It's really beautiful. And I do love how you treat amalgamation chapter. It's very complex and very interesting and intricate. The only thing that I was I wish they could do it better, it's materiality, because in your amalgamation, it's very complex. You have so much different types, but when you render them together, they're all equal in a way in materiality. And I was like, it would be nice if you have just a little bit more difference in materials, because I see that you try to stick to black and white, but as soon as you introduce another colors, your imagery pop up like this blue color of private vehicle. It gives more dimension for materials. And I was very glad to see that, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, but in your Unreal Engine video, you fixed this. Your amalgamation in video looks stunning. So good job to catching this and update it, so your amalgamation and your project really shine. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey girls, from my side, I love the vehicle design. I think it's really cute. And your world is also really, really beautiful. One thing that I want to mention, and it's again about the balance, sort of. I think like the main building, it looks more like inward. It's very flowy. It doesn't have too much sharp lines. Whether, for example, your human has a lot of pointiness. Of course, pointiness can easily and quickly add drama, like see me, I'm here, you know. And I think in your vehicle design, you solved that really well. So the human is almost too pointy and the building is almost not pointy, but your vehicle shows kind of that balance. And that balance, I would have loved to see a little bit more in the building and in the human, sort of. That's my only comment, because yeah, I think because you have a good flow between the flow and the pointiness kind of in your design, in the vehicle comes that out really well. But overall, yeah, really, really nice work.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that, because the shape of the vehicle, of the public one, is really, really cool. If you go to one of the previous images, it's really dynamic and fluid. I would like to see in a way that sort of taste in the cybers, as well as in these shapes. I also saw that you improved the master plan, providing that sort of seamless connection between private spaces and public spaces. So that's really great improvement. Now it's more connected in a way. And in general, I mean, if you look at the project from a distance, it's really elegant. So I really like that. So very impressive. Yeah, let's see. This is I really like the shape of the vehicle, even from the rear in a way. It's really cool the way it goes up, and it looks very dynamic and fluid. So very well done in terms of modeling, of course. Congratulations. Yeah. I would have liked to see in a way the same details on the cybers, because it would have been perfect in a way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, from last time. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, please go.
No, I mean, I just wanted to say that from last time, I already expressed how much I love the vehicle, the big vehicle. The design really speaks to me. I will say that the story that you have created and the layers that you put shows to me that there is a ton of information and design and stuff that you need to work on. And maybe at some point it became way too much ambitious because you tried to combine two different beings and stories, and it shows that there is a lot in there to see. And at some point, maybe some details started suffering because of that. But it's so ambitious that certainly I would, or maybe it's just me, that I would like to see more and more and more of details of this story. Other than that, some designs are really beautiful. I also liked some of the maps and bidimensional, almost vector designs and some of that stuff. It's nice to have this kind of difference between the pure 3D and the concept. Wonderful job. Well done.
Thank you.
I think it was a great presentation, and I found very interesting the design of the character because it was just different, just because of the fact that it had wings. And yeah, it made the whole, I think it made the whole well, narrative and functioning of the whole system different. And I think that yeah, I was like impressed by the geometry of these wings. They were kind of foreign to the whole project. As it was mentioned before, they are very pointy, so they have a particular characteristics that I think are interesting and that I didn't see anywhere else in the project. I mean, there's some sort of resemblance with the units of the amalgamation, but I think that yeah, maybe that could have informed a little bit more some other parts of the project, because I did recognize, like, you know, these wings, and then the vehicles, and then these towering edifices. They were kind of they were related, but not completely consistent between the three. But all good in themselves. But I think, yeah, a bit more of a coherence between them would have been nice. And but yeah, I appreciate the tower a lot. I think it's very clear the way it got developed. I think the amalgamation is nice, and it's a cool building. And since it's just, well, since it is an amalgamation, I think working in the unit a little bit more would have probably been a way in which you could, you know, tie these geometries a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great exploration in these three, you know, subjects. I think it's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations also from me, girls. Amazing project. I really enjoyed this academic year to follow your progress. You were working really hard, and the final outcome is showing what you managed to do during this year. It's really unique. Very well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swati.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Result stunning, team. Thank you for your efforts. I think like we really saw your exponential growth throughout all the chapters, like with the work that you did, even from the last video. So congratulations, and keep improving. Thank you. Great
Thank
project.
you.
Thank you, Dann.
I personally like this contrast between the smoothness of your objects plus the pointiness of the character. I think that balance is really beautiful. I didn't expect everything to be super smooth, but probably in the interior part, the interior design that you made, it could be better, I would say. I mean, I really appreciate the effort to trying to blend the pointiness and the smoothness of your world in the interior design. Probably with more time, that could be better. Maybe you can show the interior image, the corridor of the vehicle particularly. I was talking about the vehicle. But apart from that, I like the colors. I personally like the contrast. And I think that was a really, really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, for example, the one that,
Thank you,
yes,
Petro.
for example, in this image, I mean, it was a really good effort trying to combine the smoothness of the vehicle plus the pointiness of the floor. Probably the blending should be better, but I think this was a really, really good exercise from you. Congratulations, team.
Thank you, Petro.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, thank you.
Good job using Houdini, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, but like I would like to add, like talking from a system design perspective, like it should be like you have only one system and like one base story, and like whatever happens around that main story, like all these side stories with the vehicle and cyborgs and whatever, should kind of be just a small offspring from the base system story. Like, I mean, talking about the general system design, like whatever the aestheticness, pointy, roundy, mixed, however, that's all kind of like a personal aesthetic thing then, like, but in general, they should be kind of derived from a base thing. Talking about from the general system theory, like system linking things. So, like, that's that. I would say that, like, but in general, I like it. Like the detail is awesome, like especially from the amalgamation and the how the city connects. Let's call it like that. So good job.
Thank you.
Hey guys, congratulations for all the super hard work that you guys have put in. As Pavlina was mentioning, you are one of the most hardworking teams. It was a pleasure working with you because you push your boundaries from the very starting, and you have like constantly shown improvements in each chapter throughout the process from concept lab to the finals until the last day. I know you guys have pushed it so much. So I really appreciate the dedication that you have shown towards the project and towards each other as a teammates. And you kept expanding your tool knowledges and like the computational toolkits that you have right now. You excelled and improved constantly. So it was really wonderful to see your process than the final results. Of course, the final results are very amazing, but the beauty of this team was the process. You guys were always in this process of improving each day with the process that you showed. So I really want to congratulate you on that.
Thanks a lot, Eva.
Thank you. Okay, so if no more comments added, we can move on to the next project. Moving on to A1.
Hi, yeah, let me just share my screen. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today as we conclude the final stage of our master's project. My name is Nisha. I have a background in architecture and digital illustration. I'm currently based in India.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here and for showing up. My name is Tala. I have a background in 3D animation and VR, and I'm based in Canada.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh. I'm based in Germany and I have a background in landscape architecture and clay 3D printing.
All through the 5 chapters, we visualized, designed an alien species, explored cohesive world building around it, while also learning industry standard tools such as Maya, ZBrush, Rhino, Grasshopper, Houdini, Arnold, Unreal Engine, Adobe Suite, while also playing with new innovative tools such as Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Now, if you're ready, let's dive into it. In a distant future, we, the entities, unknown to you, speak to you to share the infamous tale of a species known for its resilience and extreme fanatism. On a remote planet called Nebulous, encircled by the dense Hermes asteroid belt, live supreme beings known as the cosmic engineers. As they approached into their transcendent, shapeless forms, they decided to bioengineer species from the essence of the planet at the lake oasis. This new species, named Cyphozoa, was created to maintain and enhance the balance of the planet in the engineer's absence. But little did they know what they had unleashed. To survive these harsh, in the sub-zero temperatures of Nebulous, where frozen ammonia dominates the surface, most life thrives underground. To survive these harsh conditions, the Cyphozoan body boasts a remarkable metallic framework and several exposed bony joints, with ammonia acting as a potent solvent for metal. They possess an external respiratory mechanism to breathe dense ammonia air, sensing tentacles to interact with local flora and fauna, and ingesting tentacles to capture prey with high accuracy. The prey pouches on their back provide nutrition to them and their infant, who is carried in a head pouch. Through these adaptations, cyphozoas truly master the art of survival. In the first phase of life, an infant cyphozoa can only hear and sense its parents' raw emotions. In the second stage, it starts to understand the world around it. By the third and final stage inside the pouch, known as a pheera, it develops all its neural connections and is then deposited on the shores of Lake Oasis to further develop its limbs. As we witness the course of these otherworldly beings hunted down with only remnants of a planet by their creator, forced to adapt but never evolve in the unforgiving terrain of Nebulous. Forced by necessity, they cultivated a profound symbiosis with a dormant life form called Blob, found in the deepest crevices of underground caves. They eventually started to build small living havens called Cylogica. These fabrications were not entirely mechanical, rather a fully functional organism, which in conjunction with Blob adapted based on occupancy levels. It featured a spine which serves as a connection to an enclosed hyperloop system. Cylogica is a place of communion, repose, cleansing, and careful storage of caught prey. The gathering space is a luminescent structure, a celestial energy source that bathes the room in a mesmerizing blue glow. Cables snake along the metallic walls, infusing the space with an otherworldly illumination. Here, cyphozoas gather for councils and weave the fabric of their future. From scavenged technology of engineers, cyphozoa devised neural wave transmitters, which help them communicate in groups, store, and transmit information over long distances. Part replenishers were built to be used for cleaning and detoxifying their prey pouches, enhancing nutrient absorption and overall physiological health. Cyphozoas embarked on a relentlessly hard but sacred pilgrimage to Lake Oasis. In order to counter fatal exhaustion post-laying fetus generation cocoons at the lake, they invented hibernation pods. Silently humming with the energy of Cylogica, released essential minerals into the housing capsules where cyphozoa would slowly fade into a dormant state.
Prone to frequent meteorite impacts, Nebulous surface had been embedded with deep craters and holes that formed intricate cave routes over time. These intelligent creatures started to explore the cavernous chambers and mapping them. As their knowledge grew, they started to build underground cities. As with the development of Cylogica, they developed individual components from the remains of the cosmic engineer's city in combination with the organic materials they obtained from the symbiosis with the blob. These achievements led to the construction of the Cyphozoans' first cities and the further development of their civilization. First, they built the main tower, which connected the surface to the cave floor. This main tower was the most integral structure, housing a teaching space where young Cyphozoans would learn about their past and uncertain future. The hunting zone was situated next to the main tower, luring flourishing prey near the cave volcanic channels where some might be devoured, others stored and kept away, while many used for DNA manipulation. Other crucial systems like the prey storage tower and the cleaning replenishing towers were augmented, where they purged bodily impurities and contaminants after tirelessly working for their society. Hibernation towers hosted and rejuvenated their most vulnerable and fatigued members, often secluded from the hustle-bustle of public spaces. At the apex of the main tower was a collection of gathering spaces, also known as the Great Obelisk. Staring at the center was a spinning memory core, channeling as a means for intellectual engagement. These intricately intertwined functions formed a cohesive metropolis, serving as a sanctuary, a threshold for collaboration and untamed innovation. With their progress gaining momentum, they started to build inner city networks. These networks branched into community, hunting, and exploration functions. Suction tubes connected towers converging at the bustling main station. These tubes also link to prey storage, cleaning, and hibernation towers, enabling seamless pedestrian movement. In the hunting zone, they'd awaken the exploration vehicles and branch out in search of new grounds, preparing for exploration starting from the docking areas. A Zico duo exemplified extraordinary symbiosis between blob and cyphozoa. Used for hunting along volcanic channels within the cave system, but on nebulous frozen surface, it featured a convertible biotranslucent shell with retracting blob veins to sense airborne elements and sensory tentacles at the front to sense microbial activities. These one-to-one hunting companions would serve as an extension to the great big above-ground vehicle, Cyphertic. The public vehicle, Cyphertic, moves silently through nebulous, icy, and harsh above-ground environment. Its large glass shield is used to protect its occupants from the harsh weather while also allowing them to see the environment around them. Its legs are made of a strong organic material. Covered in metal, providing both flexibility and durability. This combination allows the vehicle to move smoothly and reliably over icy terrain. Although they successfully laid foundations for a fully functional, stable society, their thirst for knowledge seemed unquenchable.
Deep beneath an arid, desolate surface, a pristine oasis sprang to life, becoming the cradle of the Cyphozoa civilization. From this pure reservoir, a river flowed, carving lifelines for burgeoning communities. About a kilometer from the oasis, the first Cyphozoa settlement emerged. Drawn to the life-sustaining waters, these pioneers built homes and communal structures focusing on medical care, hibernation, and population replenishment. As the river extended, new Cyphozoa civilizations formed, each specializing in vital functions. To the east, a settlement focused on technology and cultural preservation. Surrounding the districts are public zones where Cyphozoas go to hunt their prey. To the south, a storage district became the main repository for resources and goods. With growth, a robust network of tunnels and corridors developed, connecting districts and facilitating the transport of goods, people, and knowledge. A specialized hunting network branched into the underground caves rich in wildlife and resources. At the oasis shore, birthing zones were established, where new life was nurtured and protected by the collective efforts of the Cyphozoa, symbolizing hope and continuity. Above ground, the Cyphozoa faced a harsh, icy climate. They ventured to maintain connections with remnants of ancient cosmic engineer cities. Now are critical laboratories that Cyphozoas use to experiment and innovate high-tech inventions. A public vehicle network connecting underground towers to surface labs ensures efficient movement and survival in extreme conditions. Together with the above-ground networks and underground districts is what builds and facilitates life for the Cyphozoas to eventually continue growing their empire. Engulfed by a mix of accomplishment and dread, I can't shake the looming sense of impending doom. We crafted the Cyphozoas with the hope that they would be a monumental success, propelling humanity and technology to new heights. Yet, as we observe these beings, we are filled with deep regret. Instead of advancing our civilization, they are on a path of self-destruction. What was meant to be our greatest achievement has become a haunting testament to our misguided ambition. The weight of this realization is almost unbearable, as I come to terms with the unintended consequences of our engineering. The Cyphozoas are relentlessly manufacturing high-tech innovations, sacrificing their sanity in the process. They work tirelessly and aimlessly, driven by a purpose they no longer understand. What will be the end of them? Will they ever understand their purpose?
We are here for a reason. We will fulfill our purpose. But there's still a looming fear within me. I feel that our thirst for advancement might lead the best of us. We have built empires and vehicles to capture our sustenance. We have built spaces to gather our knowledge and networks to move around. But despite our peak of our society, we have destroyed our sense of community. We're living on continuously building structures and advancing in our technology. But is it really worth it when it's at the expense of our own very sanity? Will I have a future? Will I be able to grow and leave my parents' womb? I hope somebody out there, that maybe the entities who have engineered us can save us from our own demise before it's too late.
Amazing work, super strong. Love the presentation, but this video is really the cherry on top. What I loved is that from the beginning you really like went into this, you know, like a very creepy world, and you were able like to really like hold on like to this, you know, like sensation, because here it's not just about, you know, like topology, geometry, computational design, but it's really like to evoke the feeling of fear, right? Like, and I think that this is not something easy to achieve, because it goes beyond, you know, like just like computational strategies. It goes into exactly like the storytelling and the balance and the visuals, and holding this line, right, like through the whole masters hasn't been an easy task. However, like you guys really killed it, like you really mastered this, and you hold this narrative really like from chapter 1, and even like from concept, because that's when we saw these ideas for the first time, that they now like are really like flourishing, and they're coming together, and they're looking really, really stunning, and it the project is very memorable, you know. So again, I just want to say congratulations on really like the amazing work that you guys have done together. It takes a really strong team to make something like that work, and especially because we know that this is, you know, like also challenging design-wise, right? Like to accomplish. But I feel that like the most important part is like how you were able really like to catch on to this feeling, right? Like, and to catch on into this storytelling that enriches like what you've created so much more than, you know, like a conventional, let's say, like design approach. So yeah, congrats on being bold. For me, I feel like it paid off. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
agree with Heena. It's very psychological, you know. I think it's one of the most like kind of eerie psychological stories that you brought us on, and I think that's That's really nice. I think in your video, what really standed out was that end shot of the people in the ice, like almost like half covering the bodies, only showing a little part of it. And that really shows that you are very good at kind of in this kind of, yeah, entertaining this notion of like, yeah, sort of engraving this fantasy into our minds. And yeah, your vehicle design is really cool. I loved it how it crawled over the surface as well. So yeah, from a psychological sense, it's really well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is why I love DesignMorphine program, because it allows us students to play as much as we want, building our creative muscles, working out what we want to do. And even if it's like very challenging aesthetic, like it's not everyone that can go into horror and design the horror. So it's amazing. And congrats, not only the team to achieve that, but the teachers team as well, to helping to build the narrative, to create this stunning story. And the trailer is amazing. And I do love, my favorite part is that in the video you go in from we to I. I think it's a very strong story that's finished like from the beginning and the end. Congrats, guys. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys. Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. I first of all, I mean, I was like, it's just amazing. I was like stunned here, and then like all those colors and visuals, especially the video. I mean, not only the work itself, it has so much details, and you've been working really hard, and it really shows. I mean, I was really stunned by the video, the colors, the details. I don't know, the atmosphere. It was just amazing. So huge congrats from me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would say that this was disturbingly realistic, and I mean it as the best of compliments I can give you. Amazing job on the materials. It's almost short film or trailer quality, but I think the thing that make the most impression to me was that you've managed to do exceptional use of the music, of the video editing, of the lighting. And in the end, you created emotions out, I believe, of all of us. I can see also in the comments of everybody, to the point that all the work that you did is almost invisible, transparent. There is a lot, there's a ton of work in there, ton of details, but you don't stop into them because it takes you, it takes you by the emotion, and you just want to see more. And there's all this excitement and fear and eerie feelings. Really, congrats! This was exceptional presentation. Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I also really enjoyed the video. I think the way that you kind of switched between like wide shots and close-ups really helped tell the story much better. I think like that switch between scales was really interesting. In general, it's like a really nice cohesive project, and I enjoyed the kind of also the cinematic background that you've sort of built up in order to explain it. So yeah, really great job, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I would say, like, as I was mentioning in the last comment, like this is the system design I was talking about, like because you have a system and you stick to it. Everything there are some offsprings and stuff like that from the system, but in general, it's a coherent story. It's a thing that takes you and it drives you along. And you are now masters of fear in architecture. Like that should be your title. But I really love this eerie feeling. Like it's grabbing you, it's catching you, like your attention fully. Like it drives you along this imaginary pattern. Like surface not surface, but world of like it reminds me of H.R. Giger and like all of these Alien Predator movies. So yeah, good job, guys. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also found it I mean excellent. I think it was great. I was blown away by a lot of elements of this presentation and video. I think the title is great, and the whole visual proposal is very consistent with it. In the form finding and also material study of it. I think, but what I appreciated the most, I think, is like how like visually it was clear and coherent. There was this coherence in the progression of the whole design process, like from these units, like the pouches, and then gathering spaces, and then you went to architectural scale and urban systems, and everything looked really cohesive and extremely well detailed. I think I found everything very well designed, and I appreciate that a lot. I also appreciate the color scheme and the cinematic quality of all the shots. The storytelling wise, I think it was great. A very great composition. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that. I mean, the job is really is amazing, and you push that hard the boundaries of the discipline that I basically don't have anything to say from the architectural perspective, because of the storytelling, the project is very emotionally in a way captivating. So it goes beyond the boundaries of the discipline. So just congratulations, and yeah, very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. It's amazing, stunning project. Really, really, I was blown away from your video. Really stunning. Thank you so much for this great presentation. And I remember that I was stunned from your chapter 1 presentation, like even from the first one. So I expected that you will do a masterpiece during this academic year, and I'm super proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eva, are you saying something? Because you're on mute.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So thank you guys for the great amount of work that you guys have put in. Like, it's just like such a huge, immense hard work that you guys have been doing from the very starting, from your storytelling. Like, your narrative is so good. It's not just the work, but your presentation is such a nice piece of work. It's so understandable. It's like it's such a complex world, starting from the processes, each and every details that you have, from the pouches to your world building to your vehicles, but you explain it so well with the logics attached to it. So it makes it easy for us to understand as an audience. So well done on that. And you were very cohesive with the materiality. I know the struggles that you had from the starting, like chapter 1, when you started with the materiality, you had like so much of experiments from there, and then you evolve. Like, it seems so cohesive, but it was always evolving with each chapter. So really a great job on that as well. And yes, I always appreciate about this team is you are always supported by a logical process. So yeah, well done on that as well. And a beautiful presentation, beautiful video. You just put in so much of your cinematography there with the lights, camera, action, sound, like everything was to details and just on point. So yeah, well done to get that title. What was that? Like Masters in Fear of Architecture. That's like a well-deserving title for you guys. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you, Eva.
Got me a huge support. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very smooth working with you guys. So yeah, thank you for that.
Not much to add from my side, guys. I really love your work. Really good job on the textures from day one, from chapter one. I really enjoyed your process. I really learned a lot from your Arnold process as well. This idea of layering your textures from the beginning was a really good work. And personally, I really love the vehicles. Probably my favorite vehicles to this point, because I really love the visual style. In a way, that's my style. That's why I really love your work. Not much to add. 100% love. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pedro.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, capitalists.
Okay, so if no more comments, then we can move on to the next team. Thank you guys once again for the beautiful work. Moving. You want to add something, Tony?
Yeah, you can move.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to A6.
Hello everyone, I'm Esra, an architect from Turkey.
Hi everyone, I'm Diana, an architect from Russia.
Today we are thrilled to share our 9 months of design explorations with you through the lens of Aurora of Luminara. This isn't just a presentation, it's a narrative unfolding through the eyes of our unique character Aurora, who will guide us through this unique, captivating odyssey. So let's embark on this adventure together, exploring the fusions of art and the magic of Luminara, beginning with a story from Aurora herself.
I was born in Luminara, this otherworldly realm nested in a remote cosmic corner. Features floating islands dividing gravity. Colossal ivy plants adorn these islands, serving us liveness for us luminance who transparent, iridescent skin spoke volumes with a pattern of light. Life in Luminara was a harmonious dance with neon link plant as our sustenance, and we navigated shifting lands with ivy tendrils. However, unity among luminous was tested by the planet's unpredictable magnetic forces, leading to functional strife. In our moment of eternal conflict, Luminara Plaza witnesses Lyra's wisdom. Her words awakened our sense of purpose.
Luminara is a low-gravity planet adorned with bioluminescent flora, where floating islands unpredictably shift over the ocean and mountains. The planet's low gravity results in a sparse atmosphere, enhancing its otherworldly allure and tranquility. Meet the Lumians, celestial beings that gracefully navigate their low-gravity home. In this unique creature's adaptations reflects this extraordinary evolution in response to the challenges and opportunities of their environment, enabling it to live in harmony in its world. Due to reduced gravity, Lumians feature tall, slim bodies with larger but low-density bones. Reduced joint stress allows for greater limb motion and dexterity. Feet are simpler, not needing stability, traction, or weight-bearing. Versatile tentacles enable them to walk on low gravity by gripping the ground or climbing. Gills tucked between lets them navigate through air and water. Suckers on its surface aid in feeding and clinging. Low atmosphere density on the planet impairs sound propagation, leading Lumians to develop a unique form of communication. These oxygen storing bubbles on their bodies glow with special enzymes, creating light patterns that form their distinct language. Tentacles on their delicate transparent head generate neon bubbles that convey thoughts, facilitating unique communication. Where vision is paramount in a realm devoid of sound, eyes on flexible tentacles become their lifeline, offering them mobility and awareness. All these features Lumians evolved allow them to thrive gracefully in their unique environment. As Aurora unfurls her tentacles adorned with iridescent gills, something truly magical happens. She can take flight like a celestial dance, her limbs gracefully extending and creating a breathtaking spectacle. In the ethereal world of Luminara, Aurora shares her life with a charming friend, Phosphor. This entity possesses a skin reminiscent of jelly, casting an enchanting radiance. On Phosphor's head, tentacles sway gracefully, each adorned with iridescent bubbles for unique communication, mirroring Aurora's own silent language. In the captivating world of Luminara, Aurora and her enigmatic friend Phosphor embark on spellbinding journeys.
In Luminara, Lumians inhabit these unique living, adaptable spaces called corpuscles, offering both functionality and harmony with nature. The corpuscles feature a lightweight frame interwoven with jewel-like glasses within living organisms, fostering symbiotic relationship. Pods between tentacles from public spaces. In a low-gravity weight-bearing design is not necessary, supporting of a lightweight structure crowding the base form with jewel-like glass. A living organism specific to Luminara called biolumin, with swarm cells grow among structures, harmonizing lightning distribution and generating oxygen. Pods created by a skin-like living organism propagate among structures, forming a barrier that enriches the atmosphere and retains warmth. They adapt and grow into varied structures. Biolumins thrive intertwined between two tendrils, purposefully cultivated to serve as exist canopies for public spaces. The corpuscle provides a diverse range of spaces within its tentacles and pods. The tentacles are adorned with captivating biolumin pattern, offering sleeping areas and other essential living spaces. Inside the pods, the greenhouses provide lush greenery, while meditation pods offer serene environments. In greenhouses nestled within pods, bridge natural plants and provide pathways to stroll. Benches offer moments of rest and fun enjoyment. Pods also serve as meditations area where Lumians gathering amidst new plants to meditate, forging a unique connection with their enchanting surroundings. Nestled among the tentacles, the tranquil sleeping areas features a jelly-like neon liquid-filled pods, creating a serene environment for us. In this expanded narrative, the corpuscle is not just a structure, but a living, breathing entity, and embodies the mystical essence of Luminara.
Explore Lumian architecture against the breathtaking backdrop of Luminan world. Witness their creation seamlessly integrating, creating a symbiotic relationship between inhabitants and surroundings. Primary components derived from the corpuscle include corridors, halls, pods, and membranes form their main aggregations and clusters. To establish stochastic aggregation, 3 distinct connection types are employed. Stacking for a stable, compact structure, twisting ends together for a complex, robust interlace, and connecting end-to-end for seamless interaction. These methods enable diverse formations and functionalities in clusters. Core clusters are designed for intense multidirectional growth with multiple connection points. Secondary clusters facilitating expansion act as bridges between various spaces. Different types of clusters facilitate the growth of neighborhoods from a central point, expand vertically or branch out, accommodating both larger communities and more intimate neighborhoods. Clusters strategically designed to anchor the main floating islands provide stability and facilitate Lumian's movement across the dynamic landscape of Luminara. Public spaces within Lumian architecture are essential hubs of community interaction. Observation decks, gardens, pavilions, and beaches provide spaces for Lumians to gather and socialize. Lumians cherish their beaches as vibrant sanctuaries where they find relaxation and exploration. From leisurely strolls to thrilling water sports, these coastal havens offer a range of activities that bring joy to their lives. In a garden of bioluminescent flora, a pavilion serves as a radiant hub for Lumian gatherings beneath the celestial sky. Pods, organisms that proliferate atop each other, form clusters creating a living mosaic. Lumens frame and guide their growth, transforming them into serene public spaces. In the nighttime, neon flora illuminates the landscape with an ethereal glow, casting vibrant hues upon their homes and surroundings. Within this enchanting ambience, Lumion homes stand as beacons of warmth and comfort. Lumions stabilize their drifting islands with clusters, causing magnetic forces between them. To harness this energy, they innovated the organ, converting these magnetic forces into a sustainable power source. This marvel of technology not only safeguards their cities, but also represents a harmonious blend of nature and ingenuity.
Lumens create intricate networks in various scales, functioning as interconnected lifelines that sustain the societies existed amidst lively landscape of luminaire. In the landscape of mountains and floating islands above the ocean, Lumens have made their homes on these airborne heavens. Mountains serve as the primary agricultural hubs. Lumens settle on the floating lands near these crucial agriculture areas for proximity to sustenance. This bonds cluster of islands which produce their own energy through the organ are known as energy pockets. Each pocket forms its own network. Connecting these energy pockets, the secondary network provides additional routes and connections. The primary network consists of interconnected pathways serving as a main transportation system. Two types of public spaces enrich their civilization. In the nodes of primary network, central public zone seats, such as sky plazas and aerial urban parks. Inside the nodes of energy pockets network, local public zones such as meditation spaces and gardens offering tranquil environments. These interconnected networks on luminaire optimize the lumin's ingenuity in forging a harmonious cohesion between technology and the ethereal beauty of their floating islands.
Each segment lit by dynamic light spots that guide vehicles, the pockets network suggests a multi-layer structure, essentially an urban landscape, featuring two distinct levels. One elevated path for private vehicles, private docking stations on top of the islands, a lower path linking the floating islands from beneath, and lastly, at the base of each island rests the public docking stations. Completing their architecture, their transportation system revolutionizes travel by fusing the unique characteristics of corpuscle tentacles with the luminescent features of lumions. A vehicle exclusively designed for lumions, crafted from a unique jelly-like organic substance, embodies adaptability and versatility with tentacles for fluid movement between air and water. Bioluminescent jelly blobs on small tentacles, enabling it to adhere to public transport for extended journeys. Within the interior, a cozy seat crafted to complement both vehicles and lumions ergonomics, providing an exquisite blend of comfort and functionality. These vehicles are capable of travel on land or underwater, propelled by elegant tentacle-like structures.
Public vehicles have 4 detachable pods fastened by organic flexible tentacles, also facilitating connections with the private vehicles. They feature a central body for shorter distances and a rear load carrier section. The big pods in the back, designed for long distances, equipped with a sleeping capsule sitting in a frame crafted specifically. Each pod accommodates 10 sleeping capsules offering passage and a relaxation environment. The front pods, tailored for short distances, are furnished with 10 seats each, ensuring a comfortable and convenient journey for passengers, while the central area catered to storage in the back for loads and 6 seats in the front. Private vehicles connect to the tentacles of a public vehicle through jelly-like pods. The public stations is a blend of organic design and functionality, featuring 4 elevators that connect the pods to the urban landscape above, allowing them to load and unload. Docking stations specifically designed for the private vehicles, including parking spaces and stage for luminous entry and exit. Custom designed for these islands, an elevator system compares 4 elevators located within the public stations, operating between the island's surface and its base. Additionally, a central tunnel allows private vehicles to access the public vehicles. The elevators smoothly ascend to the surface, merging with the surroundings nature, or the docking station staged are raised to facilitate boarding areas for women to embark into vehicles. This concept defines transportation blending form with the function and sympathy of natural and technological elements. As we conclude our journey through the wonders of Luminara, we hope you're being inspired by seamlessly blend of nature and innovation that defines this extraordinary world. Now to truly immerse you in the ethereal beauty of Luminara, we invite to sit back, relax, and let Aurora guide you through the enchanting realm in this captivating visual journey.
I was born on Luminara, an otherworldly realm nestled in a distant corner of the cosmos, where low gravity gives rise to floating islands. These islands, adorned with colossal ivies and glowing bioluminescent flora, serve as lifelines for us Lumians. With our transparent, iridescent skin, we communicate through mesmerizing light patterns, silently conveying our thoughts and emotions. Our vehicles soar, ferrying us gracefully among the islands. Within the islands, elevators ascend, bridging the depths to the luminous surfaces. This is Luminara, where harmony and innovation thrive. In Luminara, mornings begin in tranquil sleeping areas, with jelly-like neon liquid-filled pods. Nestled in mesmerizing, softly lit corridors, these pods provide a serene environment for rest and meditation. As dawn breaks, Lumians gather amidst neon plants to meditate, forging a unique connection with their enchanting surroundings. The corridors are alive with biolum, unique to Luminara. These swarm cells create fascinating lighting. In greenhouses within pods, bridges, where luminescent plants thrive, provide pathways. Benches offer moments of rest and enjoyment. This is the harmonious morning routine of Luminara. But our perfect planet wasn't without challenges. Society was divided. Some wanted to live on the mountains instead of fixing the lands, fearing disruption of natural harmony. Others didn't want to disturb the mountains, worrying about agriculture. Then one day, the disasters began. As natural disasters exposed our floating islands' fragility, naturalist Lumians rebelled, fearing ecological imbalance. Unity fractured. In our moment of conflict, Luminary Plaza witnessed Lyra's wisdom, inspiring us to create the organ, converting magnetic disturbances into sustainable energy. This innovation turned the islands into symbols of collective strength. Luminara now shines with cosmic grace, a testament to resilience and harmony. We celebrated, confident in overcoming any obstacle. Yet, doubts lingered among Lumians. Could meddling in nature sow the seeds of new disasters?
Thank you, ladies. Beautiful work. So elegant, as Anouk here wrote in the chat. It's an elegant collaboration Absolutely excellent. Like I love how you started with your prosthesis. Again, like very bold moves, like on the design that you took, like from the beginning. And I feel that you know, like you were always very successful into bringing us into your world, like with a lot of the images, the renders that you're creating. These like you know, like visuals. Airy visuals that like were really like showing us the spaces and just like really capturing the essence of the project itself. So thank you really like for the amazing work, and it's a very unique project. It has a very strong voice, and that's what I love about it. I think that also the video, thank you, yeah. The video, it's, you know, like bringing us into the storyline in the same way, and especially like the part about the sleeping areas and the serenity and calmness so that takes over. It's absolutely, you know, like beautiful sensation that you're able to transcend through the project. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think you guys made some really clever decisions about how to present your project and how to work through it. I've always really enjoyed in prosthesis chapter, like how you've kind of tackled of the creature, but I think like in the presentation itself, what really stands out to me the most is the fact that you kind of really resolved things spatially, and you also created a framework for yourself that worked really well, which was to introduce a world with a very specific geology. And then you kind of responded to that geology by creating, you know, built environments that sort of respond to the very specific conditions that you have in the world that you created. And I think that was really clever. And also even in the presentation, just sort of spatially breaking down everything that's happening within these places that you kind of designed, I think was really clever, because it actually allowed us to really kind of start reading spaces as distinct areas and distinct, you know, programs within the amalgamation. So I thought that actually was really successful in the video itself. And I also quite like that, you know, we were first introduced into a very like, you know, a day in a life sort of sequence, which was done really well. And then you kind of infuse it also with like a more, let's say, dramatic narrative about how the world actually came to be that way, you know, from the beginnings of the civilization. I thought it was really cleverly done, and sort of you kind of really took the project in an interesting direction. So yeah, really well done, and I really enjoyed the presentation. Really great project.
Thank you very much, Alexander.
Thank you.
Yeah,
My
few
side,
more.
I'm
sorry.
You can go.
No, go ahead. No.
Yeah, from my side, what I already mentioned, like last time as well, it's very couture, almost like very fashion sort of. It is very like elegant. I think like stylistic wise, this is one of my favorite projects. I think it is just like really beautifully done, and even in your video, kind of setting the scene and then taking us back in time and putting kind of some awareness to this all, you know, is very cool, I think. The two comments that I have are where with Juan and Rohan, I spoke about the vehicle design and the intricacies not from their city not being shown in the vehicle design. For you, it's a little bit different because, for example, I love your biomesh canopy and all the intricacies, the pattern almost lace-like. I would have loved to see that a little bit more come back in your city, like maybe small parts or the windows or something like that, because the city is very static. And then also talking about static are your humans, which I think are really, really cool. But the two problems is you already took away the face and you took away the arms, right? So you kind of need to make up for that in emotions. And in robotics, we always talk about how much of a face can you take away for it to still be emotive for us to see, you know? So for example, in the video, you could have done a shot maybe of the eye and the expression of the eye are very emotional, and then zoom out sort of, because now currently the humans, they are a little bit more like bats, the way they behave. So I would love to see in the end video, like one shot in where you work a little bit more on the emotive side on really showing this, because I think your story is just so beautiful. people. And I think it's nice if that's also in your personas, in your humans, if that is being reflected sort of, you know. But yeah, your vehicle design, just all the details, like all the work, it's just such a powerful collaboration. So thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a few words. As well as the previous project, this was very emotional, in a way, captivating. But it led us through a world which is more bucolic. So this is very, I mean, I really appreciated that. And it kind of balanced, in a way, what we've seen before with the kind of darkness, which was, as well as this project, very, in a way, captivating. And I really appreciated the way you use lights as a sort of architectural materials to create a new idea of materiality. So this is very, very, very cool. And the interior is really nice. I mean, if you go back to the previous, the meditation pod, for instance, is very elegant. I really like those shapes. So very well done. Congratulations. Yeah, that's it. The one on top is very cool, and it kind of reminds also, is very strongly related to the canopies, which are really nice and nicely modeled, in a way, controlled in terms of fillets, you know. They are really cool. So congratulations. Very elegant, I would say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations as well. I really like this presentation a lot. I have a few comments. I think I was impressed by the characters, by the character design, you know, but because of their shape, because yeah, I found that you know, the correspondence between the shape of these organisms and its function or mobility was a bit unique. Like they had wings and this kind of limbs, but then I don't know if their movement really correlated with that design. I thought they were going to fly, but overall it was interesting the way that they behaved in the environment. And then I think I comment a lot your overall amalgamations. I think the ethereal condition of these pods was great. Visually they were like yeah, but they were really striking. And I think the repetition that you use for them worked really well to convey a scale and materiality. Yeah, I think that shot over there, that it looks like a very repetitive building. I think that one is great. That's a great shot. And then visually it was great. I think the renderings were stunning. And I think the initial concept art that you made research on was carried out till the end in a very compelling way. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys, just want to kind of like take it as well, like from where we started with the corpuscle and the prosthesis. I think like one of the strengths that I always found on what you guys were doing was this kind of element, the wings, and how that feature was able to create space and interact with the surroundings. I think that's, for me, it's been one of the kind of the strongest elements that you always had on the project. I will say, perhaps when I mean, obviously, like I always love like the interiors and the work we did there together with the interiors. I think one of the successes on the interiors is, again, going back to Alexander's comments, like how we kind of like able to wrap around spaces and engage and adapt to the environment. One of the things I wanted to comment, if you go back to the more like overall picture of the full city, let's say. I don't know if you can track down. I guess it's getting heavier and heavier, Miro, with the final presentation. So I think here, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if a bit of hierarchy, like I think we talk a lot about hierarchy when talking about these tentacles. I don't know if like that element, I think it's quite nice that you embedded like different elements on that network of tentacles, but then again, like maybe a bit of hierarchy and questioning what those, like, the bifurcation when they need to bifurcate, whether, like, there is a change of direction. I think there is a bit of work more that could have been investigated if we had more time. Yeah, I think that will be my only comment. I think in terms of modeling, in terms of like working, you guys work out always very well the symmetry, and then like the kind of like the way we wrap around objects and we interact with them. I think that's one of your strengths. Overall, like, great job, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
That was there is a really striking contrast with the previous presentation. And I think this is the amazing part of this master's program. It really is impressive. Obviously, elegance is the key word here, but I would say that I was also very impressed by the complexity and details on the characters and the shots of the inside of the buildings. Another very positive aspect that really appreciate is that you've shown characters enjoying life, which I think was missing a little bit until now, and that was very nice to see. It struck me negatively at some point that the buildings were repetitive surfaces, but thinking better of it and looking at it again now, it really gave me the scale difference. So in the end, I think it works nicely. I could have get some extra details because I was, you treated us really nicely with a lot of complexity on the characters, vehicles, and interiors. But overall, it really gave me a very good impression of scale. Last criticism, if I say, it's not really a criticism, but the video was fantastic, great animations, colors, lighting, everything. The camera work was slightly basic. If the camera work could, connect a little bit better with the music and the whole ambient that you have created, it would have been perfection. It's still incredible. It's still perfect. But once you presented all this amazing and elegant result, I'm starting to ask for more. I really need to see it even better. So fantastic, amazing job, really.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great work, team. I can see like the big improvements you guys made from chapter 1. Like, it really shows the confidence of the way that you model things. It's super clean, it's super controlled. So congrats on that. Maybe the only thing I would add to the presentation itself is the way that maybe you needed to explain a little bit more of how you cluster the amalgamation, how the amalgamation comes together, and maybe what's the logic behind the connection in kinesis in chapter 4. But overall, great presentation, and congrats on the final outcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. Amazing project, amazing work. Since the beginning, it was very cohesive. I totally agree that it's super elegant project and looks amazing. The video was also nicely done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, amazing presentation, congratulations. And that looks really beautiful. Your board is looking so beautiful and consistent through the color palette and the kind of the design that you have been showing us from the starting until now. And your project was very unique through when you first showed us the visuals of your concept, and then the process, it was very unique and like very different from any other projects I've seen so far. So, but it did not become a hurdle for you. You just overcame all those with the kind of software knowledge that you gain, and the design that you put in, and the materiality and everything that just put in together. So it became a challenge for you, and you overcome it with such a beautiful design in this period of 9 months. So that's really incredible, the kind of details and of course, other than just being the elegant design that you have, I really love the color palette that you have. It just adds in those kind of the language of design with this serene color palette overall. So a beautiful work you guys have done, and just so proud of this final work that you're showing up. And the video is just amazing, and the sound in the end, it's just like matching the vibe and just giving us that feeling, and of course that drama. It just adds up to the overall, the DesignMorphine thing, the drama.
Thank you so much, Shiva.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, many thanks.
Okay, so if there are no more comments, we can move on to the next team.
Hello.
Okay. Hello everyone. I hope you're having a good day. We are Group A3. I'm Jamela, fashion technologist based in Singapore and Hong Kong.
I'm Prakash, architect based in India.
And I'm Rajat, architect from India as well.
Thank you for being here with us today. We have come a long way since we dreamt of a race of war-weary creatures surviving on an enigmatic world, ironically teaching us how to be human. We started our journey in Chapter 1 with prosthesis, engineering avian beings and their cloud spirits companion. Then in Chapter 2 Corpuscle, we looked into the creation of future-looking, nature-focused, self-sustaining living habitats. And in Chapter 3 Amalgamation, we explored building cohesive and meaningful neighborhoods with mindfully designed public and private spaces. Subsequently, in Chapter 4 Kinesis, we designed vehicles and networks that function in the sky, on land, and underground. Lastly, in Chapter 5 Cosmogony, we conceptualized planet Celestra and how its inhabitants foray into new horizons to expand their ecosystem. All these were achieved with a combination of tools such as Maya, ZBrush, Substance Painter, Blender, Houdini, and Unreal Engine. We also used Rhino 3D with parametric solutions implemented using Grasshopper and its plugins such as Wasp and Nuclei. Now, let us share with you the story of Celestial Zenith, a tale of restoration and perseverance. Celestra is a beautiful cloud-covered planet. Massive and dangerous storms battered its mountainous landscape. Within silent caves on these peaks are the precious celestial crystals, their iridescent, pulsating energies gleaming through thousands of facets. A primary source of energy, native Celestians harness these crystals to power their biomechanical augmentations and floating cities. Their civilization had not always been this peaceful. Not too long ago, their race had been gripped in the throes of a devastating war. Queen Aviaru, their brutal monarch, ruled over the Celestians with an iron claw, enslaving those she deemed physically inferior. Many toiled, suffered, and died in dangerous mountain mines to extract the crystals. The queen's downfall began when the people gained the courage and rose against her. Once Queen Aviaru's oppressive systems were broken down, determined survivors, finally freed from their shackles, set their minds to rebuild. Their new homes are now restored with a focus on inclusivity and innovation. Celestians are large, intelligent avian beings. They have enormous wings and agile thrusters that enable them to explore dangerous mountain ranges. As biomechanically enhanced beings, their body parts are modular and interchangeable. Celestial crystals are mounted on special settings, powering these augmentations. Their augmented limbs are protected by layers of pliable, impact-resistant biosilicone. These pleated skins maximize flexibility and can self-heal, which prove useful when encountering piercing winds and abrasive rocks. Previously, the dictatorial queen was adorned with an enchanted crown that gave her immense powers for her to rule and to oppress. A race of cloud spirits, Smoggies, live with Celestians in symbiotic harmony, helping them in their daily task of survival in exchange for nourishment and protection. Each Smoggie's exoskull was a faceted crystal, and the smoky visage beneath hinted at its intangible cloud spirit form. Smoggies have special prosthetic claws that enable them to handle the unstable celestial crystals. Their eyes are powerful cameras with telescopic mechanisms for long-range zoom. In the past, Smoggies served as the Queen's assistants, spying on the people and safeguarding her realm. But today, Smoggies find fulfillment in seeking out crystals for the community.
The Celestians live in airborne structures called Ares. Shown here is the palace that used to house and transport the queen. However, many Ares were devastated during the war, leaving many homeless. Once Aviero's oppressive systems were dismantled, Celestians patched up their broken Ares, reusing whatever materials they could find. Fractured walls were reattached using alloys mixed with golden Celestian lifeblood. The resulting gleaming cracks were the grim reminders of past struggles. Once rebuilt, Celestian settlements were configured for the benefit of all. Walls that divide were torn down and brightly lit common spaces were made available for all Celestians. Each eyrie comes with a crystal storage chamber and energy synthesizer. Energy is extracted, processed, and channeled on-site through conduits and vents. Ares are now self-sufficient ecosystem and come with therapeutic facilities like augmentation chambers and meditation pods. Furthermore, somatic membrane windows protect inhabitants from storms, yet allow observations from within. Automated dressers are equipped with robotic appendages, which help install bespoke attachments to Celestians of all shapes and abilities. Meditation paths allow Celestians to share telepathic consciousness and communicate non-verbally. This allows them as a mega-organism to achieve a level of prescience to be hyper-aware of incoming dangers. Settlements eventually formed from scavenged ruins and freshly built facilities to accommodate the growing, recovering communities. One such amalgamation began at the Queen's Old Palace, which became a memorial to the war. Nesting hubs were built for habitation, along with innovation centers and mining facilities for community betterment. Lastly, energy distribution networks connect efficiently to agriculture pods and vapor processing plants, providing renewable resources for all Celestians. While functional, these amalgamations are composed according to the Celestians' devotion to sacred geometry. Much of their settlements are modular parts, allowing easy repairability and expansion. Entrances face all directions for flight-capable Celestians to enter conveniently. With anti-gravity technologies, all structures can float and are magnetically linked for stability. Agricultural facilities on the outer edges follow a branching system, maximizing coverage to efficiently harvest sun energy and facilitate agriculture. The silhouette of the War Memorial references the Tree of Life fractal, highlighting cycles of death and rebirth, to remind Celestians the sanctity of life and a lasting reminder to uphold the moral conscience. Living spaces or nest-like clusters connected by a dense network of programmable branches that follow a hierarchy. Each tower originates from a core pillar connecting to pods via a radiating network of branches. These are helically staggered to maximize use of space and promote community integration. These new cities are redesigned for equitable living, filled with spaces for community development and learning. The Celestians' way of life is now innovative in dynamic, interconnected, and transformative ways. It is crucial for every amalgamation to have a reliable, inclusive transport network. Systems are set up to access the air, land, and underground. The public system has a magnetic train rail represented in green that ensures access to resources, services, and public spaces. A network for airships in purple is woven around the aggregations and extending outside the city. Downwards, the private network spans across the underground caves with abundant crystals. These networks are all accessible from these multi-level transit hubs, served by airships, trains, and mining vehicles.
These mining vehicles or smart mobiles are operated by smoggies. Efficient at digging, they are compact and suitable for extracting crystals in tight caves. Smart mobiles are transported to city outskirts using downward-facing tubes under the hubs. These tubes travel underground and end off with scow-like vehicular docks that serve as mining depots. Meanwhile, Celestian public transport comes in the form of advanced modular units, linked together magnetically in chains. These chained transports operate swiftly on powered rails, but each individual unit can travel independently as well to do their respective tasks, such as agriculture and resource collection. Pilot control, passenger, and harvester units are connected to anti-gravity propulsion engines. Each pilot liaises with the main transport hubs constantly and employs tracking system for seamless coordination. Crystal canisters and cargo are loaded on the underside. This customizable transport design allows for different permutations, depending on passenger flow and cargo demands.
Although Celestians can fly, they need a sustainable, stable traveling platform to observe storms and planetary dangers. Hence, they constructed a fleet of monitoring airships. At the top of each ship is the pilot pod housing a crew of 4, under inflatable chambers with lighter-than-air gases that hold the airship afloat like an airborne cloud. Each ship can carry up to 3 detachable passenger pods underneath using secure locking systems. Once released, these pods can be remotely controlled by pilot pods for search and rescue missions. These happen often as Celestians inevitably get stranded during savage storms. The omnidirectional facing capability of these airships enables seamless weather monitoring and effortless steering in all directions. With this advanced transportation and networking technologies, Celestians were able to recover from their conflicts and restore their settlements across the world. Shown here is one of the many mountain ranges on Celestia populated by dozens of self-sustaining Ares. It is no easy feat to build settlements around the complex fractal-like geology of the mountains. Furthermore, harsh storms originating from the near the Nimbus layer are unpredictable and deadly, forcing Celestians to subsist within sheltered but convoluted mountain valleys. Despite the difficult environment, Celestians had to establish new Ares to seek out the celestial crystals, which are only found as vein-like clusters within the deepest mountain rocks. Smoke mobiles dug communal tunnels through mountain from docks in search for celestial veins. Collected crystals are brought back to depots. By clustering close to undulating terrain, Ares are protected while ensuring proximity to precious celestial resources. We can see how Ares structures are amalgamated to fit within the fractal-like geology of the mountain, exhibiting Celestians' love for symbolism and sacred geometry. After the war, updated networking and construction technologies help settlements to spread steadily throughout the mountain ranges. Additionally, seeds of new frontier settlements are scattered beyond the main areas, encouraging the populace to explore further the natural wonders of Celestial. This proved useful as the stratovaporous layer is filled with useful airborne minerals that can be used to improve agriculture yield and catalyze the crystal refinement process. Public zones are established throughout the stratovaporous, dotted with processing plants that filter these resources from the atmosphere. These are freely shared and accessible to all Celestials. Lastly, the airship network has been sufficiently expanded to allow accessible air travel to all the amalgamations across Celestial. Unlike the past, no one is left behind today. Celestians pull themselves back from the brink of destruction through mindfully integrating different aspects of their lives into highly efficient, self-sustaining networks. Resources are now collectively shared and technologies designed to contribute to everyone's well-being. Now we take our leave from Celestia, knowing they will be flourishing or healthy for years to come. And we share a video.
Planet Celestria, classification X98E, was almost torn apart by war. Its people, the Celestrians, awoke with a heavy responsibility to rebuild. Using biomechanical technologies and accessible networks, their airy habitats were slowly restored. Food and resources are freely shared, and advanced vehicles are designed to grow their cities and harvest sustainably from their environment. Each Celestrian responsibly and meaningfully contributes to their society. While celestial crystals are harvested for the greater good, no longer are they reserved for just the powerful. With the downfall of their brutal queen, all reminders of past brutalities were swept away, and class systems are abolished. Today, no one is left to fend for themselves. All Celestrians are equal, and everyone actively watches out for their fellow beings, using their shared telepathic consciousness. Pulling back from the brink of destruction, the Celestrians resolve to preserve their societies for generations to come.
Guys, thank you. Wonderful presentation. Love how unique the project is and how like every piece is coming together. It's so well thought, like every part of it. It's uniquely crafted. It's really beautiful, and there is so much richness really like in this project, like from the materials to the geometries that are so intricate, and like I really commend you for this beautiful work and how you're really, you know, like also like portraying this aerial experience through the whole project as you're moving forward. The video, so it's stunning and it matches, you know, like the just like the character like of the whole presentation and the character of the work. And I love how unpredictable also like the designs are, right? Like, so you wouldn't be able really like to imagine so easily like how to move from one chapter to the next, you know, like it's not that they're, you know, like matching like on, you know, like 100% level, or like they're not repetitive. Like I love that they're very different from each other, each one of the parts of the work, but at the same time there is this link between them that you could tell that it's the same project, you know. So it is something different, very difficult to achieve, to have this complexity and differentiation, and at the same time being able to say that this is the same project, and to really enjoy like this like creatures and these vehicles and every component that you guys created. So really well done on teamwork and getting this amazing result, guys. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. I totally agree. It's very beautifully done. Your work is stunning. The video is also amazing. I really enjoyed all the visuals. They're super nicely done. Thank you so much, and congratulations from me.
Good work on the textures, guys. We discussed a lot how colorful your world used to be and how difficult it was to compose your final renders. But I think that to this point it's super well balanced, and the final video is incredibly beautiful. Honestly, you managed super well on Real Engine. Well done, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you,
Yeah, I
Pedro.
think last time when we spoke, I think it was a little bit more Zelda, like less detail. I think adding the detail, adding the lights, toning down the colors, really did this project, yeah, a lot of good, just like Pedro already mentioned. So it's a really cool thing with like, yeah, the feedback that you got, that you really took that at heart and that you really worked on that. And just what I see here, the shines, the little details, all of that really matters in this. So yeah. Really cool.
Thank you.
Hey team, congrats. Very playful, colorful, you know, nice sentiment out of it. I really like also the music and the sound effects combination. Really cool. A lot of detail on the models, and I really appreciate that. If I really have to say something, I would expect such a let's say beings and technology to be able to make the surround environment more like themselves. There is a big contrast between the colors of their technology and their existence in comparison to the absolute gray ambience where they found themselves. So maybe, you know, slowly they could, you know, they could interact with the ambient and create it more, you know, civilizations tend to create the surroundings to their image. So I would expect that it was a big contrast into that. Other than that, I think it's really nice to look at. I enjoyed it. It made me happy to look at this presentation.
Yeah, I really like this presentation, and I have to say that the video stood out to me a lot. The video resonated more with me than the overall presentation. I think it was just like visually more captivating, and I think it helped me understand a little bit better the project. And I commend you a lot for the character design. I think it was great. The level of detail that you guys put into it. I think maybe probably the face design it was great. I think it stood out a lot from the rest of the projects, and also its mobility. I think yeah, I think it's a great character. It looked great in the video. I appreciate that a lot. And then I think I also appreciated those urban settlement plans that you showed, and how you combine the sacred geometries with these symbolic amalgamations. I think that worked really well in your diagrams and plans, and all that networking that came out from that. If I had to say a comment, probably I would maybe focus on the actual amalgamations of these, the stacked amalgamations of the units that you probably developed in WASP. I think I think there was a bit of disconnection between I don't know, between your floor plans and the way that you were creating the urban settlement, and then it felt a bit random to me the way that they end up looking. Yeah, that's the only thing. But I think overall it's a stunning composition, like in urban terms, and also as well as I said before, I think the character design was great. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Perhaps in response to Carlos' comments, we wanted to introduce a little bit of chaos because the alien creatures are avian beings, so they are like birds, and a lot of times birds' nests are a little bit chaotic and unpredictable. So we wanted to have that kind of element in our design. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much for your feedback.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, team. I like, in contrast to Carlos, I really like the way that you actually presented the whole project. I think you really went into the intricate details of how you build up your world, which is, I think, very important to see actually how you actually created the rule sets, the way did you amalgamate everything, and the way that you created the geometries. Really intricate. Of course, the video was great, showing everything coming together. And congratulations of your like immense amount of work and effort. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Congratulations, guys. Like, really appreciate the presentation and the final video. The video was like just like a cinematic trailer with all kind. I also want to mention that there were some sounds that they recorded it themselves, so which is also like huge efforts that they were putting into smaller details when the amalgamation is when the process is assembling and all that stuff. So you really always, like, from the starting, you touched all the very small details of your project, from the vehicles, like you even went across the path by creating more vehicles than were like just the requirement, because you wanted to add to the storyline, the concept, the bringing into worlds that you were talking about. about the smoggy, and I know, and you also did an extra smoggy, I remember. So you were always pushing beyond the boundaries, which is really appreciating. And the concept was very cohesive from starting, and it wasn't repetitive, as Pavlina was mentioning. You were bringing in more details, but even tying it with the project, which is very wonderful. And I also appreciate the logic behind everything, the world building, the amalgamations, the rule sets that you were developing. And you mastered all the tools starting from Maya to Unreal Engine, like your video just says that. So really huge congratulations on that learning path of 9 months with all the tools.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you, guys.
Perfect. Do we have any additional comments? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us today. It was wonderful to see all of you. Like, it's super exciting. We have basically like half of the cohort finalizing with their projects today, and tomorrow we have the rest of the team presenting, another 6 exciting teams. So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next presentations. Wonderful, and congratulations for all of those who presented today. Wonderful work, very unique. I'm very happy that you were able like to express your thoughts, your voices through the program, and really master very complex ways of design. So really congratulations, guys. Well done to the whole team of educators and mainly students that pulled off all this incredible work. All the best.
Congratulations to all the students. You did very well today. Looking forward to tomorrow, and thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you. Wonderful presentation. Love how unique the project is, and how like every piece is coming together. It's so well thought, you know, like every part of it. It's uniquely crafted. It's really beautiful, and there is so much richness really like in this project, like from the materials to the geometries that are so intricate, and like I really commend you for this beautiful work and how you're really, you know, like also like portraying this aerial experience through the whole project as you're moving forward. The video, so it's stunning, and it matches, you know, like the just like the character like of the whole presentation and the character of the work. And I love how unpredictable also like the designs are, right? Like, so you wouldn't be able really like to imagine so easily like how to move from one chapter to the next, you know, like it's not that they're, you know, like matching like on, you know, like 100% level, or like they're not repetitive. Like I love that they're very different from each other, each one of the parts of the work, but at the same time there is this link between them that you could tell that it's the same project, you know. So it is something different, very difficult to achieve, to have this complexity and differentiation, and at the same time being able to say that this is the same project, and to really enjoy like this like creatures and these vehicles and every component that you guys created. So really well done on teamwork and getting this amazing result, guys. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, team. I totally agree. It's very beautifully done. Your work is stunning. The video is also amazing. I really enjoyed all the visuals. They're super nicely done. Thank you so much, and congratulations from me.
Good work on the textures, guys. We discussed a lot how colorful your world used to be and how difficult it was to compose your final renders. But I think that to this point, it's super well balanced, and the final video is incredibly beautiful. Honestly, you managed super well on Real Engine. Well done, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Pedro.
I think last time when we spoke, I think it was a little bit more Zelda, like less detail. I think adding the detail, adding the lights, toning down the colors, really did this project, yeah, a lot of good, just like Pedro already mentioned. So it's a really cool thing with like, yeah, the feedback that you got, that you really took that at heart and that you really worked on that. And just what I see here, the shines, the little details, all of that really matters in this. So yeah. Really cool.
Thank you.
Hey team, congrats. Very playful, colorful, you know, nice sentiment out of it. I really liked also the music and the sound effects combination. Really cool. A lot of detail on the models, and I really appreciate that. If I really have to say something, I would expect such a let's say beings and technology to be able to make the surround environment more like themselves. There is a big contrast between the colors of their technology and their existence in comparison to the absolute gray ambience where they found themselves. So maybe, you know, slowly they could, you know, they could interact with the ambient and create it more, you know, civilization tend to create the surroundings to their image. So I would expect that it was a big contrast into that. Other than that, I think it's really nice to look at. I enjoyed it. It made me happy to look at this presentation.
Yeah, I really like this presentation, and I have to say that the video stood out to me a lot. The video resonated more with me than the overall presentation. I think it was just like visually more captivating, and I think it helped me understand a little bit better the project. And I commend you a lot for the character design. I think it was great. The level of detail that you guys put into it. I think maybe probably the face design, it was great. I think it stood out a lot from the rest of the projects, and also its mobility. I think yeah, I think it's a great character. It looked great in the video. I appreciate that a lot. And then I think I also appreciated those urban settlement plans that you showed, and how you combine the sacred geometries with these symbolic amalgamations. I think that worked really well in your diagrams and plans, and all that networking that came out from that. If I had to say a comment, probably I would maybe focus on the actual amalgamations of these, you know, the stacked amalgamations of the units that you probably developed in WASP. I think I think there was a bit of disconnection between I don't know, between your floor plans and the way that you were creating the urban settlement, and then it felt a bit random to me, the way that they end up looking. Yeah, that's the only thing. But I think overall it's a stunning composition, like in urban terms, and also as well as I said before, I think the character design was great. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Perhaps in response to Carlos' comments, we wanted to introduce a little bit of chaos because the alien creatures are avian beings, so they are like birds, and a lot of times bird's nest a little bit chaotic and unpredictable. So we wanted to have that kind of element in our design. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much for your feedback.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, team. I like, in contrast to Carlos, I really like the way that you actually presented the whole project. I think you really went into the intricate details of how you build up your world, which is, I think, very important to see actually how you actually created the rule sets, the way did you amalgamate everything, and the way that you created the geometries. Really intricate. Of course, the video was great, showing everything coming together. And congratulations of your like immense amount of work and effort. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Congratulations, guys. Like, really appreciate the presentation and the final video. The video was like just like a cinematic trailer with all kind. I also want to mention that there were some sounds that they recorded it themselves, so which is also like huge efforts that they were putting into smaller details when the amalgamation is when the process is assembling and all that stuff. So you really always, like, from the starting, you touched all the very small details of your project, from the vehicles, like you even went across the path by creating more vehicles than were like just the requirement, because you wanted to add to the storyline, the concept, the bringing in two worlds that you were talking about, the smoggy. And I know, and you also did an extra smoggy, I remember. So you were always pushing beyond the boundaries, which is really appreciating. And the concept was very cohesive from starting, and it wasn't repetitive, as Pavlina was mentioning. You were bringing in more details, but even tying it with the project, which is very wonderful. And I also appreciate the logic behind everything, the world building, the amalgamations, the rule sets that you were developing. And you mastered all the tools, starting from Maya to Unreal Engine, like your video just says that. So really huge congratulations on that learning path of 9 months with all the tools.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you, guys.
Perfect. Do we have any additional comments? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us today. It was wonderful to see all of you. Like, it's super exciting. We have basically like half of the cohort finalizing with their projects today, and tomorrow we have the rest of the team presenting, another 6 exciting teams. So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next presentations. Wonderful, and congratulations for all of those who presented today. Wonderful work, very unique. I'm very happy that you were able to express your thoughts, your voices through the program, and really master very complex ways of design. So really congratulations, guys. Well done to the whole team of educators and mainly students that pulled off all this incredible work. All the best.
Congratulations to all the students. You did very well today. Looking forward to tomorrow, and thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thank you so much.